to Sam Roberts Friday Show. A live extravaganza like no other. Phone calls, tweets, celebrity guests, Sam's friends that are good on the air. As a taste of the future starts now. This is Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Yeah, that's a Christmas song. Welcome to Sam Roberts Show Live, the Friday before Christmas, here on OB Radio, XM 103, Series 206. I'm going to tell you something very controversial right now. First of all, what a show. What a show we're going to have today. If we're going to start with a song like that, we better have a strong show planned. Luis J. Gomez, hilarious comic, going to be in studio. A little later on this afternoon, good old JR is calling in. You remember Jim Ross from WWE? Yeah. Good old JR is calling in. He's going to be here. And a whole lot more. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in my life. My controversial statement, though. By the way, if you want to be a part of the show, we are live, so you can call in. 866. Wow, one wow. 866-969-1969. And you can be a part of Sam Roberts Show. DJ Hookit is here with me.
Yeah, nigga.
I know it doesn't sound like him, but I promise you, maybe bring his mic up a little bit. Try.
Yeah, nigga.
I guess, kind of.
I don't know. I got my wisdom tooth pulled literally 40 minutes ago.
You did?
And I'm on Vicodin. And I don't know what this... Let me read this medication. Now I can hear myself.
There it is.
All right.
I was about to say, did they clear your your voice box out?
Nigga. Yeah, so I'm on some... I can't read that well because I'm a nigga, but...
Is it that or is it the drugs?
I think it's the drugs, but it's azithromycin.
Which is what, Vicodin?
Is it Vicodin?
I have no clue, kid. I'm not a pill popper. That's the unmistakable sound of a prescription bottle.
But it says Vicodin.
Vicodin. That's how it's spelled.
Oh, but why you say Vicodin?
Vicodin, like company.
But it's Vicodin.
With a C-O.
Yeah.
That's how the word is spelled. You don't say company, you say company. Right? Vicodin, not Vicodin.
All right. And then if you could read this to get this out of the way, because I need to know what this is.
Okay, yeah. Let me do this for you. So you got your wisdom tooth pulled today?
Yeah, because I was supposed to do it last week before I went to Thailand, but I didn't want to go to Thailand because there's no hospitals there.
This is azithromycin. I don't know what azithromycin is.
You can't even read it too, motherfucker.
Azithromycin.
You didn't read it. That's not what.
It says azithromycin.
No, it don't.
Azith. What do you mean? Azithromycin.
You sure, man?
Take 2 tablets by mouth, in your mouth.
I have to put it in my mouth?
At once today, then 1 tablet by mouth once. For the next 4 days, you got to take one of these.
Well, my mom's told me I have to put one in my mouth.
Wait. This may not be for you. This is for some guy named Eves.
But shit. I called my mom. She told me to put one in my mouth and put one in my ass. Okay.
Okay.
It comes together in the middle.
That's your mom's own medical thing. That's her Haitian ways.
Medical nigga.
Right. That's not. I don't think your mom's a doctor. So you decided to get your. It's an antibiotic, Kid. So that way, if something gets infected in your mouth, azithromycin is an antibiotic. Okay, so that's not going to fuck you up. That's just going to make it so your mouth doesn't get all infected.
Isn't that going to help my ass, too? I think my ass is infected.
Did you already put one in your ass?
I did. It went out to the bathroom.
Kid.
It fizzled in there.
What did I tell you about your mom's medical advice? It never works out. She is.
I love her.
I know you love her. I know. And
it's Christmas, man.
I think that's sweet and everything. But so you went to Thailand with a bad tooth.
No, I went after I had I had a gum infection in Belgium, and I was screaming.
Well, I didn't get to see you last week.
Yeah.
So you were in Belgium.
Okay, and then I had a crazy gum infection around my wisdom tooth.
Now, Belgium is where you created the Belgian waffles. You texted it to me and Opie and Troy.
Yeah, I sent you guys the 2 pussies on top of each other, and that's when I had my gum infection attack. And then I literally went to the hospital. Like, I went to the emergency room in Belgium, and they pulled out all the pus with needles.
Because all of a sudden your gum just got pussy?
Yeah, I think it was irritating me, but then it happened during the menage a trois, during me fucking 2 bitches.
What exactly happened?
I just started screaming. One girl was on coke, and the other girl was drunk.
Yeah.
I got a video, by the way.
Okay.
I'll bring that video in.
Please do. I'd love to see it.
So one of the girls just started throwing up on the other girl because she was drunk.
Uh-huh.
While we were all having sex. She just threw up on her back.
That was the girl on alcohol, not on coke.
No, the girl on coke was like, she just was having a good time twerking.
And getting puked on.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I fucked the one. She was semi-unconscious. I did a little Bill Cosby thing, but I already fucked her, so it's not rape.
You had her consent.
Yeah, it's already like she was there to fuck.
Because can I tell you something?
I'm not Bill Cosby.
Anybody that has sex with a woman without their consent is an enemy of mine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out on the record.
I don't believe in rape.
Me neither. I mean, I believe it exists.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it happens. Yeah. That's my own statement. That's my political views. If you hate me for that, then you're going to have to hate me.
The only person you can rape is your wife.
I don't know. I don't even think you can. That doesn't allow you to do that either. You're not. I wouldn't do that.
Well, anyway, the chick threw up on the bitch, fainted, and then I started fucking her friend because the friend
with the puke on her.
No, we wiped her off. We respect her.
Baby wipes.
We cleaned her with a towel.
Who's we?
Me and her friend.
Oh, okay. The other chick.
She stopped the sexual act for like momentarily.
Okay.
So we wiped her up, and then we just put her face first on the bed so she could relax.
Right.
And the other girl went on her to twerk.
Just to twerk, just for you?
Because she didn't want to have sex in the beginning. I think when she was on her 4th sniff from the coke.
Right.
Now she started, because cocaine is really a sexual drug, I see. Because
I've never done cocaine. I've heard it's a hell of a drug.
She did not want to do anything in the beginning. She just wanted to watch. It's her friend.
Right.
All of a sudden now she's twerking. And
naked?
Yeah.
Naked twerking.
I took her shit off. I was naked and her friend was naked. She was watching us.
That's incredible.
She was holding my dick going in the pussy. Well, let's not get too graphic. But anyway.
I'm just saying, like, in that scenario, I think gum infection or no gum infection, I would have lasted about 3 seconds. Because that doesn't happen in my life. You're trying not to laugh because you're in pain, but I would have lasted about 3 seconds. I can't imagine like that scenario being something that you could spend any amount of time doing. There would have been Sam juice all over the room within a minute.
There was some Sam juice. I think I have like one of the videos off my phone. I'll play it a little later. But all I know is right after when I finally I come on the girl that was sleeping. We wiped her again, but then my mouth started exploding. Like, I guess.
So you pulled out of the one girl and then just came on the girl who was asleep.
Yeah. And then the adrenaline or something, I don't know what happened. I just started screaming. Like, it was.
Because your gum hurts all of a sudden.
Immense pain. Like, it just blew up. And then I called downstairs. I called the promoter. So then they called the ambulance.
The promoter was like, "This isn't my job. I brought you to DJ. I'm not trying to take care of your mouth."
Motherfucker too. This French motherfucker.
And this is all in Belgium.
Yeah, he was like, "Okay, let's call the ambulance," and I'm going back to sleep. So this fucking ambulance came.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, you're really having a Belgian waffle," because we were all in a room. So they took me to they saw the naked bitches.
You didn't put any clothes on them.
For what?
Right. Okay.
Fucking
you're in Belgium.
And then fast forward, hospital.
Yeah.
The doc was cool. He reminded me of Doogie Howser, but the doc was
a young
cool.
guy?
Yeah, he was like one of the young guys.
A little gay?
Yeah, he was touching me like crazy.
Yeah, okay, I get it then.
He's Doogie Howser, motherfucker.
Right.
So he fucking pulled these needles out and was like, I'll pull the pus out for you.
Jesus. So did you know your gum was infected? Like, because that pus just doesn't appear. It's something that has to build over time.
It built like in like 20, 30 minutes. I guess the whole time when I was fucking, it just started just going crazy.
Something just clicked.
And then it opened up in there. And then he took a needle and popped it in there and took some of the pus out.
Oof.
So it relieved some of it, because my flight was in 4 hours.
And it was all just pressure because your gum was just, oof.
So he said, I'm going to go get another needle, a bigger needle.
It is funny, though, that you didn't even feel that until after you came. Like, you had to bust a nut before any of this.
It all came in like at 100 miles per hour right after the sex was over. So I think somebody up there was torturing me, like, oh, you want to have two bitches? Here you go.
So it was like in a moment, like here's 2 months worth of pus in one shot. There you go. Hope you enjoyed yourself. You shouldn't have let the one girl, you just came on a girl who puked on the girl that you were having sex with.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then fucking, he went and got a bigger needle, sucked out most of it out, get on a flight, come back here.
Did it hurt?
Huh?
It hurt?
Yeah, it was fucking, I was screaming. But he relieved some of the pressure. So I got on a flight, came here. For some reason, he gave me medication, he gave me antibiotics, so I was going to relax. But for some reason, I called my dentist, and he's George Bush's ex-dentist.
George W. Bush?
Yeah, the
president. Or George H.W. Bush?
One of them white motherfuckers, man.
Okay.
He's the fucking president.
Okay.
Shit, man. Yeah. Don't make this complicated, man.
No, you're right.
His photos all over the fucking shit. Yo.
Is it the young Bush or the old Bush?
The old Bush.
Okay. H.W.
No, not CIA Bush. The second Bush.
The young Bush.
So he's old now.
Well, yeah, but his dad's older. I mean, it's his dad.
All right, so it's the young motherfucker then. Yeah, him. He's all over the room.
This guy, the dumb one.
That motherfucker,
the
man.
The stupid one.
Faggot. Yeah, so
the one who sent us to war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking hater.
The second war.
Good.
Right.
Killing niggas. You know
right. I get you. I get you.
So, he said, just come through. I'm not busy today. So I just happened to go. He's screaming at me, yo, I got to send you to oral surgeon right now.
Oral surgeon?
Surgeon, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I went there.
And you're sitting there going, what the fuck? I can't just go to a dentist's office? Like, this isn't just a quick, because a dentist can do like a little drill or even a root canal. You can just have a dentist do it. You don't have to go to an oral surgeon.
Well, he told me that thank God you went to the hospital in Belgium, because if I would have got on a flight, my whole face would have blew up.
You would have been dead?
I could have died from the fluid, because it was going downward towards my throat.
But that's your destiny, though. Like, all these other rappers, like Biggie got shot, and Tupac got shot, and all these, and T.I. goes to jail with all these guns.
And I guess
you have a gum infection and your head explodes because you're a pussy.
I'm like that guy. I'm like that white guy. Fucking what's that comedian show? What's his name? Dave Chappelle. There's always a white guy with his head blowing up.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been me on the flight. So he told me I could have died, and then he sent me to the surgeon. Surgeon took everything out, but then he wanted to take my wisdom tooth. But I was like, no, I gotta go to Thailand.
So the surgeon took all the pus and all that out.
He took everything out now.
Okay.
And now I'm straight. And then you saw me that week. I took medication, and I was asking you guys, should I go to Thailand? Should I blah blah blah?
Right. You and me and your co-host, and we were like, no.
Don't do it, because the pressure is a 20-hour flight. I would have been dead on a 20-hour flight to Thailand.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take the risk. They give me mad medication, some mad drugs. Look at that. Yeah, there go that man. Yeah, look, that's my man.
Right.
So I survived Thailand, fuck more bitches.
You did. You fucked some bitch. So I would have almost been scared. I would have been like, the last time I fucked bitches in a foreign country, I got such a terrible gum infection that I started screaming, and a Belgian doctor had to come and remove pus from my gums.
But I was in Thailand. Bitches are easy there.
I guess, but you never. I mean, you're at least going to end up with a lady boy, if not a gum infection.
No, I would have really screamed. But the girls there are like $8. Why would I fucking? I want to take the opportunity to.
No, you're right.
Enjoy my life. I'm in Thailand.
That. You're right.
As long as I'm a little boy, I'm okay.
Right.
Right.
But you got to make sure it's not, though. Right, Stephen Collins? We'll get into that later.
My ass comes back here, and then I was like, you know what? I cannot miss another Sam Roberts show. I love this fucking show.
Thank you.
So I literally left the oral surgeon just now, 45 minutes ago, and came straight here. First of all, I'm not supposed to walk the streets.
Yeah, how did you get here?
It's 2 blocks away, 52nd.
Oh, so you're walking around by yourself, though.
I'm walking around by myself. I walked into Starbucks. I don't know. I ordered nothing.
You don't know what you're doing.
I told them to give me a cup of ice, and they looking at me like I'm crazy. Then I walked back out on the streets, and I finally got here. And I took 2 Vicodins, which I'm supposed to take 1.
And you don't even do drugs like that.
I don't even do drugs like that. So I got you reading my drugs for me right now.
Right.
So now I am officially here, drugged up.
God damn, who kid?
With my mouth swole, like I got a dick in there or something.
Yeah. That's what I thought at first. I was like, what, did you get a lot of dick this weekend?
I don't know. I saw Fez was kind of looking kind of happy when he saw me. but I think it's Christmas.
It's just Christmas. Yeah. That's all that was. Let's go to Mike in Indiana. What's up, Mike?
Shit.
Hey, guys. Love the show.
Thanks.
Fuck.
But I gotta say, you're bugging the shit out of me butchering the name of that drug.
What's the name? I guess I'm not up on my antibiotics. What's the name of the drug?
It's azithromycin. It's also known as Zithromax.
It's also known as what?
Zithromax.
Okay, azithromycin.
Yeah.
See, he said it right. You didn't say it right.
Azithromycin.
I heard the doctor read it. You did not read it the way the doctor read it.
I read it phonetically.
Read it again.
Azithromycin. Everybody knows that, who kid?
Yeah, whatever.
And now you're all viked up. You can barely talk. You got gauze in your mouth. You look like Bill Murray in Little Shop of Horrors right now.
Oh, for real?
Candy bar.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you look like.
But
to me.
We have a problem here, though. I have a very serious issue.
What's the issue?
Because my doctor, he's a cool doctor, but he went on vacation for Christmas, so he put another doctor on me today.
Okay.
To take off my tooth.
Okay, is this something that I might have seen on Instagram?
Yeah, man, this motherfucker, man.
So I was looking on Instagram because I talked to you last week, and you said, yeah, I'll be at your show, but I'm going to be all drugged up because I'm getting oral surgery at noon, but then I'm going to come right to your show. And I said, okay. So I was texting you today, not sure, because I hadn't spoken to you all week, and I've been following you on Instagram, and you're in Thailand or whatever, trying to keep up with you. Any Friday, I have no fucking clue if you're going to be here, if you're in the country. I'm just like, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm following you on Instagram. I see you in Thailand. I'm texting you. You were at the dentist at the time, so you couldn't get back to me, but I saw you on Instagram with the gas mask on.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, so he's there. He's doing his thing. He'll be here. Then I scroll down one more, and I see the most recent picture. Is this true?
Yeah.
On your Instagram, real or just who kid?
I always document every time I go to the doctor because I think doctors are evil people.
Well, apparently he was evil because look at the second photo in there. You woke up with your fly unzipped.
And I know it was zipped. You know?
I mean, I always zip my fly. Like, let me check. You tell me who kid. Where?
Yeah,
it's zipped up tight.
That's some nice Wrangler jeans you have there.
Thank you very much. My mom got them for me.
Fuck the word Wrangler.
But it's zipped up tight. No one's getting in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm hip-hop. I'm hip-hopped out. You know, my shit is locked tight. It's tight.
Right. Hip-hop loves keeping their flies. You don't see, that's a problem in the white world, I feel like. The XYZ problem.
Like, my ass could stick out because that's hip-hop. But
that's hip-hop. But when the fly's open, it's like,
no.
N-word, what are you doing? Type of situation.
I thought I was a special victim or something. I was about to call CSI. I need a rape kit or something.
Where's Detective Stabler when you need him?
Because I wanted them to, like, you know, put like some shit around there to test for some prints. And match it with mine.
Yeah, just see if there's any, because if there's a thumbprint on there that's not a Who Kid thumbprint, on your dick, I mean.
Because I was knocked out.
And it'd be nice to have Olivia Benson dusting your dick for fingerprints.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Mariska Hargitay? I would accept that.
Yo, man.
So you think, did you ask about it, or when did you notice that you...
I was embarrassed because he gave me a good deal to take out my tooth.
Oh, boy. First of all, you never get 2 places you never want to discount: tattoo parlor, doctor's office.
For real?
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. Those are 2 things that you have to get done right.
Well, my thing wasn't wet, so I thought maybe
your dick.
Yeah, so it eliminates any mouths being on there.
So if it was just a hand job, it's fine.
I mean, it's not that bad. I wouldn't know. I was knocked out.
How long were you unconscious for?
Hour.
Listen, in an hour, you can get a blowjob and get wiped off with a paper towel. You're talking about an hour.
Serious?
Yeah, dude. Yes. If he had an hour, there's a good chance that some dude blew you.
Yeah, sorry, motherfucker.
Well, you better get lip prints done.
For real?
Yeah, I think it was more than a hand job. When did you, as soon as you woke up, you noticed your fly was undone?
Yeah, they didn't even have respect to zip it up.
Oh, fuck it. What's he going to do?
We already got the money.
And you, yeah, exactly. And why didn't you say anything there? Because you got a good deal?
Because I'm a man. I'm not a bitch.
No snitching?
women scream rape. I think some Bill Cosby shit went down in that dental shit, man.
If a dentist,
I got drugged and motherfuckers was in my shit.
Look, maybe I'm a pussy, but if a dentist raped me, I would inform somebody. I would talk to somebody.
Is he serious?
I wouldn't live life knowing that a dentist raped me.
What if you got
or especially an oral surgeon?
Of my shit? Like, you got photos of my shit.
Yeah, you ever see Horrible Bosses? Like, if it was Jennifer Aniston, I'd be fine with it.
Oh,
but,
man, she can suck my dick all day.
But if it's just some random oral surgeon that's filling in for your doctor while he's on vacation, then yeah, you got a problem. Because he's probably got an iPad full of Who Kid ready photos.
I hope he didn't, like, x-ray it. You know how they put your teeth in the x-ray, but they put my dick up there, looking at my dick in the x-ray.
That's bad. You can get dick cancer that way.
No, I got bone in my dick.
You have a bone in your dick. I don't think that's the case. By the way, I don't think having a bone stops cancer. For instance, bone cancer. I don't think that would help you. Let's go to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's go. Yeah, you're good. All right.
Dealing with my rape.
Let's go to Dan in Michigan. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Who Kid, I just want to give you a heads up. If you keep taking them Vicodin, you're never going to be able to bust nut.
For real?
Is this the first time you've been on Vicodin?
Yeah.
It is.
This is my first time ever. Yeah.
You're not a pill popper.
No.
Are you fucked up right now?
I'm assuming I got raped. Am I fucked up?
I didn't mean psychologically. Yeah, you probably.
I'm all right for now. I mean, I'm not myself. I tell you that. But
feeling a little loopy.
So you gotta tell me I can't have no, like, if I take a lot, it'll fuck up my sexual activity.
Yeah, I guess you can't fuck on Vicodin.
Why is my underarm sweating?
It's hot in here. I guess. Your underarms are sweating right now?
I took 2 Vicodins.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I thought, and every time you have pills, you're supposed to take 2 with water. When I take aspirin or Advil, I take 2.
And?
With water.
That's it. You went into Starbucks, you got some ice? I need something to wash down the Vicodin.
I threw the ice at a cab driver.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't need it.
So you just randomly walked into a Starbucks to get ice and then...
All I knew was I had to get over here somehow, and I walked here for the Sam Roberts show.
You're the man. Just throwing ice at cabbies and...
Thank God for fucking Friday.
Fucking shit up.
Thank God for Sam.
Good for you. 866-WOW-1-WOW, and you can be a part of this. 866-969-1969. Thank God for you, DJ Who Kid. All fucked up, one tooth less.
Yeah, but what do you do if you think you got raped? Like, what if I did get raped? Like, nothing can happen to me.
Don't take a shower.
Huh?
Don't take a shower. You're going to need to do a rape kit.
I mean, are dentists really that freaky and perverted?
I mean, I don't know if dentists themselves, I don't think as a general rule I would say that, but I'll bet there are perverted people in all fields, dentists included.
Because that's a lot of power right there. You could lay there for an hour, and you can't move 2 hours.
Yeah. You can't move, and they're just poking and prodding around in your mouth. That's a lot of power. Like, I'm going to pull this motherfucker's tooth out of his head, and then he's going to give me money for it.
You think dentists was like their dick in somebody's mouth as they hate the guy or something?
Do I think all dentists? No. Has a dentist ever done that? I'm quite positive they have. Could that be your oral surgeon?
I think he would do that.
You think Adrian would do it? He's got that look.
Yeah, the hat and everything.
Yeah, he's a super horned up kid, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
You think you would have someone who experienced something like this in your world in Opie Radio?
To wake up from surgery like that? I guess it doesn't even have to be...
And you feel weird.
I guess it doesn't even have to be oral surgery. Just anything that you're put under, because you were not gas masked, you were put under, like you were.
Yeah, I was out. I didn't feel not a thing. Because when I did the gas before, I kind of like you could hear people and you could hear them going in my mouth, stuff like that. But this time I was out.
Out. You were on you were on propofol. You were on Michael Jackson juice.
I was a dead nigga.
We were just playing Michael Jackson at the top of the show.
Overall?
Yeah, that's the shit that killed Michael Jackson. The shit they had you on today.
That motherfucker dead.
Michael Jackson? I'm sorry to tell you, he is.
Yeah, he died from that.
Propofol, tons of propofol.
I would have never did that. What the fuck is on my mind?
No, I mean, you can take some for surgical purposes, but you just can't have like a ton of. They were just feeding it to him like it was Skittles or something. I don't know. You know, like
he looked like he's gassed.
He was like, it was Pringles. It was once you pop, smoke. The fun don't stop, and they just kept propofoling him. Jeremy in Nevada.
Fuck.
What's up, Jeremy?
First off, I want to say, Sam, I've been listening forever.
Yes.
And you turned me about 8 years ago. You're the fucking man these days. I love listening to you.
I apologize for that. I apologize for that first year or two. That must have been a real fucking ball buster.
But Who Kid, you are one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever heard. And Vicodin is the shit, right?
What is it? Oh, I'm so happy right now.
What is it? I'm so happy.
Exactly. It
Oh.
makes you happy as fuck.
What? I'm fucking... Yo, you can molest me all day.
You don't care right now. You should have just done some Molly or something. Just really felt good after the surgery. Why not?
But look how these fans love you. Why do you think I came here today? I was supposed to go home and rest up for my show tomorrow.
You got love in your heart. The combination of Vicodin and the Christmas spirit is big in you right now.
And your show.
And my show. I love you, Hukin.
Like, this is really a white Christmas. You're white.
Right.
Snow is white.
And the chicken in Belgium had white shit all up in her nose.
And the Vicodin is white.
And the Vicodin's white.
It's a white fucking Christmas.
Hukin is getting more fucked up as he sits in front of me. I can see in your eyes. They're getting all glassy.
I'm going to take one more for the road.
How are you getting home?
I don't know. I'm a drive, motherfucker.
You don't even have a license.
I don't care. At least I got locked up leaving the show.
Yeah, you're going to get locked up, have all kinds of Vicodin on you.
I'm shot on my license plate so the police can get me.
Hukin, you're incriminating yourself. Let's go to Anthony on Long Island. What's up, Anthony?
Yo, Sammy.
What up?
Nada. Listen, that last caller's a fucking idiot. You can fuck like an animal on Vicodin.
Oh, for real?
Good news for you, Hukin.
So it depends on the person, or
Are you gonna have sex? Are you gonna have sex with your wife tonight on Vicodin?
Hell no.
Why not? Is it because of the Vicodin or your wife?
Because of her. I'm gonna use the reason that I'm on Vicodin not to do it.
Vitakin. I'm on Vitakin.
Can't do it.
You can easily, you probably took 2 750s. You can take 3 750s. You can fuck all night on Vicodin. Not only can you fuck all night on Vicodin, but you're going to feel like you're coming all night on Vicodin. You may not come.
Wow.
You may not come, but it's going to feel like you're coming all night. Dude, it's like you're like a fucking racehorse.
So you don't even have to come.
Yeah, you don't have to come, because in your head, you're coming all night.
That's right.
Yo.
That sounds terrific, Hukin. That sounds like a fun experience. That's like Discovery Zone, but for adults.
Can I come on radio? Like I don't need to come, but can I feel that I'm coming on radio?
I mean, if you want to jerk off, I'm not going to stop you.
What's
but
the name coming in today?
Nicole?
Yeah.
No, she found out you were on Vicodin and wanted nothing to do with you.
I want to think about her pussy.
I understand. Well, maybe you can think about it. Maybe we'll get Jim Ross from WWE on the phone. Maybe you can jerk off to the sweet melodic sounds of his Oklahoma accent.
Go ahead.
Let's go to Jason. That's later on today. Let's go to Jason in North Dakota.
Hey, DJ, who kid?
What up, God?
Hey, I'm wondering if your brown O-ring is leaking man goo from your dentist.
Did you check your O-ring, the asshole? White people call it the O-ring, I guess. Did you check your butthole for any sort of leakage?
Oh, sores? Nah, everything was cool.
Sure?
Just the front was open.
Yeah.
And then, black people wear two underwears. I wear shorts, and I have, Hanes under it.
So you wear boxers and then briefs under it?
Because our pants are baggy, so we have to wear extra shorts and stuff to make it look full, or we're going to look like crackheads.
That's so stupid.
We're black. Look, I can even show it to you. Look, I got shorts.
You have gym shorts on under your jeans.
And Gap
and then
underwear.
boxers.
I got gas. So it's like, for the dentist to go through the double layers, he really wanted my dick.
So he unzipped the fly and then he was like, what the fuck? There's basketball shorts under here.
Yeah, so he unhooked that, and then he went deeper. And then I always wear Gap.
You wear basketball shorts every day?
Yeah, it gives it the full look.
Under your jeans?
Because if my pants hang, I don't want my underwear to show. I want my basketball shorts to show. It's respect.
I guess it's respect, but instead of people saying, oh, I can see his underwear, they go, why the fuck is he wearing basketball shorts in December?
Because maybe, I could go play ball or something.
That's true, yeah.
I don't even know how to play it.
What if you want to hit up the court? Yeah, you don't play basketball, you don't do Vicodin, you don't do any of this stuff.
Yo, this shit is crazy. I feel like a white person.
You do.
Yeah.
That's what this is every day for
nice
us,
right
Hukin.
now.
This is every day for us. Jeff in Jersey.
Okay.
What up, dogs? Yo.
Dude, man, you've been had.
Yo, I'm telling you, man.
You got you.
I know, man.
They got you.
Got the truth out. It took 15 minutes. He had you under for 2 hours. He had his way with you, man.
Oh, he said that it only takes 15 minutes, the surgery.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no.
I mean, it's just pulling a tooth. How long could it possibly take? There's no way that takes an hour.
He had me under for an hour.
Why? I know why.
But my butthole's okay. This is my front.
What do you think he did first? Do you think he blew you, or do you think he pulled the tooth first?
I think he dry whacked me.
Do you think he just a hand job?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Where do you think your seed went?
I think because there was so much like towels everywhere,
Oh, really? Like crumpled up on the floor?
like the dental shit. Like,
Was there any crusty socks or anything on the floor?
I wonder if he put a dental bib on my dick.
Yeah.
A dental bib.
I bet he did. I bet he tied a bib around the rim of it, around the top there,
Bastard.
right under the helmet.
All this for my tooth to come out.
And he was probably talking to it too. He's probably like, "This is for when you cough up."
And his assistant is like handicapped Russian girl.
Handy capable. Who could?
Oh, what does that mean?
Handy capable.
Man, the bitch leg was broke.
Let's go to Austin on Long Island. What's up, Austin?
What up, Sammy? What up, Who Kid? How are you?
How you doing,
Good.
sir?
Yeah, so when I was younger, we went to this dentist all the time, and he was a fucking weirdo with like the Star Trek action figures and the hot air balloon pictures all over the office. So I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, "What's with the hot air balloon?" And he looks at me, and I'll never forget the way he looked at me. He goes, "Listen, I'll take you up in an air balloon if you don't tell your parents."
Oh, hell no.
What?
What?
Yeah. And, like, immediately that wave of just, like, oh, fuck, just, like, crept over me. And I was like, holy shit. And so I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then he raked me 10,000 feet in the air.
Okay, I don't believe that. I don't believe that story. And towards the end, I stopped believing it, Who Kid. I got to tell you the truth.
I believe him.
Yeah, the air balloon and everything.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, look, maybe I'm being too skeptical,
Yeah.
but that's what I think.
I believe anything right now.
You enjoying the Kaifadin? Or whatever it was that you called it earlier?
What was it? Vitakin. It's like a vitamin and a...
And a pain pill. Let's go to Birdman in Long Island.
What's up, my nigga? Who Kid?
What up, Birdman? Why you dissing Lil Wayne, man?
You gotta get a couple cocktails in you, bro. You wanna feel good, brother.
Don't mix alcohol and pain pills, Who Kid.
I mean,
That's how the Joker died.
no, but
I'm on it right now. I'm driving.
God damn it. I'm hanging up on you, Birdman. I don't want any. No, he's not good.
I'm about to do that next.
Don't do it, Who Kid. Okay?
I gotta get home.
We already lost the Joker. We don't want Who Kid next.
Who? Ledger? What was his
That's
name?
right.
He didn't die from that.
I mean, he was mixing up pills and alcohol all night.
Yeah, AIDS juice.
I don't think it was AIDS juice. I don't think they make that juice yet. And if they did, I don't think anybody would drink it. Let's go to Charles in Massachusetts. What's up, Charles? Welcome to Sam Roberts Show. DJ Who Kid is Vicodined up after losing his tooth.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he was out for that long. I mean, and he's high as fuck now. Who's to say that he won't be hurting later?
Right.
But, anyway.
Your phone's breaking up, dude. Call back. Mark in Wisconsin.
I wanted to hear what he was going to say.
I know. His phone was you heard
He
it
said
though.
later I'm gonna be hurting more later.
Well, right now you would be in pain,
But I'm not though.
but you're all viced up. So once the Vicodin wears off,
Oh, I'm gonna take like 2 more then.
no, don't do it right now. You're fine for the moment.
Okay.
Let's go to Mark in Wisconsin.
I got in here.
Sam, I gotta say, I heard about you and your wife breaking up. I'm sorry, buddy. That's tough.
My wife and I have not broken up. We're doing just fine. Thank
Broke
you.
up, son?
How the hell why on earth
You know that Jay-Z Beyonce shit?
would she leave somebody like this?
Fake breakups?
Jay-Z and yeah, exactly.
We're in the middle of it.
I got to tell you, I'll tell you the truth, Mark. It was just something that we were feeding the press to try to get a little extra ink in the tabloids.
Jay-Z?
Some more Instagram hits.
And that's right. I need the Instagram hits now. Me and Mace lost everything.
What's that? Because I was in Thailand when I flew back. What's this Instagram thing? I lost like 4,000 people on my shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Instagram has decided, and they sent out warnings to everybody. When you were on your Instagram, it said it. Instagram put out this thing where they deleted like thousands upon millions, I guess, of fake Instagram accounts. I guess there were a ton of fake Instagram accounts. A lot of them were probably those "we pay you to post photos" accounts. And Instagram deleted all of them. So they were sending out, as early as the beginning of this week, they were sending out messages to everybody that said, just so you know, you're going to lose a lot of followers. But it's just something we're doing.
What the hell does Bieber say?
Well, I don't know what Bieber has said, but a ton of people lost followers. Like Kim Kardashian lost over 1 million followers.
Bieber lost 3.5.
I don't know about Bieber.
Oh.
3.5?
3.5 million.
Jesus Christ.
I read all the people. They were making fun of who had what and what they lost. But Mace was the funniest one because he went from 1 million to like 200,000.
Yeah, this was great, and I think it's pretty obvious that Mace
bought some.
You all know Mace. Nothing changed but his limp. Mace,
You're an idiot.
he had 1.6 million Instagram followers. Mace was, of course, the rapper that rapped with P. Diddy and Biggie for a little while, and then he got religious, and then he had Welcome Back was a big hit.
Yeah.
But the career did not keep rolling after Welcome Back. Except for that one song where he said, I don't chase money, man. Money chase me.
What song is that?
I don't know. But he definitely said it.
Okay.
So Mace had 1.6 million Instagram followers.
What a joke.
And apparently they were not all real fans of Mace. Because after Instagram instituted this thing where everybody got wiped out that was fake, he went down to 272,000 followers. 272,000 from 1.6. He lost like 1.3 million followers.
Oh, my God. What an idiot.
How do you have 1.6 million and then we're just going to delete the fake ones? No. That's all of them.
So what was he getting? Like 100 likes with 1.6 million?
Exactly.
Because if you have that many people, you're supposed to be getting like 20, 30,000, 40,000 likes.
He had 1.6 million followers, but he was getting like Sam Roberts level likes and comments. Like, what are you doing, Mace? So you know what Mace did? He got pissed that Instagram did this to him. He deleted his account.
He deleted.
That's the new thing. Mace got so pissed off about this Instagram thing that he deleted his account.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then I guess he thought better of it, so he restarted it. But now he's only got like a few thousand followers. It's like in a world like it's not. Mace doesn't have his record sales anymore. He doesn't have any of this credibility. All he had was his fake 1.6 million followers.
All he had to do was just like, 272 is good. 272,000 people.
Especially if you're Mace.
Yeah.
Who's talking about Mace right now?
You are.
Exactly. This is the most publicity Mace has gotten in years because he had all these fake Instagram followers. Have you bought any of your followers, Who Kid? What is that? Oh, Jesus.
That's Belgium.
God
before my teeth exploded.
That was it, huh?
The one I was laughing is the one I was coked up. And I think she's laughing because the other girl just threw up on her back.
And she was okay with it because she was all coked up.
Yeah, she didn't care.
But see, that's the type of stuff you need to put on your Instagram to get Mace numbers that are real.
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah. Mace.
I think I got another one, too.
Yeah? No, I didn't. Trying to do the accent.
It's funny because when I'm in a different country, I try to change my accent to connect with the moisture.
But that's a French accent that you just did.
I was the evil spy.
They're in Belgium. Let's go to Dutch.
No, they speak French there.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Dutch in Connecticut.
Hey, Primetime. Hey, Who Kid.
What up, dogs?
Listen, Who Kid. First thing I'll tell you, I got my wife pregnant on Vicodin, so be...
Wow.
Who was on Vicodin? You or your wife?
What?
Well, that was me.
Wow.
Now, I hate to tell you, man, there's a good chance while you're back in that chair getting, cleaned up and all that, he was teabagging you before he pulled that tooth out, man.
You think so?
Yeah,
he was dipping in. He's got that thing there to suck out the moisture and all that.
Oh yeah, that it's like a little vacuum. It's like
yeah. He may have just dipped in. He may have just dipped in your pants to fondle you a little bit, and then
came in my mouth, and then used that.
I mean, he could have. I was thinking he was just having some fun. Maybe there was no semen exchange. But he could have came in your mouth and then zipped it out. There's no way pulling a tooth takes an hour, dude.
No way. I was a kid.
Number one, pulling a tooth doesn't take an hour. Number two, it doesn't require anybody to pull their zipper down.
And I got a long chin too. It was a little sweaty.
It was? Was it sweat?
I thought it was sweat. I just wiped it.
Sweat's not sticky or crusty.
It was wet.
Yeah, I bet it was.
He's a Jewish guy. I don't think Jewish guys do stuff like that.
I don't know. I mean, Hitler had some problem. I don't know what it was.
I don't think Jewish people do stuff like that.
I would hope not, but you know what?
They don't molest people.
No. Stephen Collins wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
Seventh Heaven wasn't Jewish. Edgar in Vermont.
Hey, guys, what's up? Cool Kid, here's the situation. I'm going to paint the picture for you. Past a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
You got your Vicodin, maybe you got 20, 25 count when you picked them up. You're down 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, take another 2 tonight. You got Christmas coming up. You're chilling. You're going to take 2. 2's not doing it no more. I got to take 3. Then next thing you know, you spill them out on the table. You start counting them, how many you got left. You start getting a little nervous. Say, hey, I'm starting to run low. Hey, doc, I'm still in pain. And the doctor's like, hey, I can't hook you up anymore. Then, hey,
Oh, no.
another doctor. It's a slippery slope, my man. You got to get rid of those.
So I got to stop now.
It is a little slippery. I mean, look, right now it's fun. If next time you're on here, you're like, hey, guess what? I'm fucked up on Vicodin again today.
I know.
I'm going to say, get out of here. Okay, now you're just a pillhead.
What if I get OP on a headlock? So.
Yeah, you're like, I'm fucked up. Throwing ice at people.
Opie would punch me in my face.
It's not right. It's not right. Oh, my God. Well, listen, so much to get into today. Who Kid's sticking around for the whole show, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You're here, baby. JR, Jim Ross is going to be calling in. Luis Gomez is going to be here. He's a very funny comic. Have you been following it? I don't want to talk too much about it because all the radio shows around here have been talking about it, but you've been following this North Korea thing, right?
What happened? They blew themselves up?
Well, no, they didn't blow themselves up. That was kind of in the movie, but I guess you've been out of town. You've been in Thailand.
I was away.
So did you hear about the Interview movie? The James Franco, Seth Rogen movie?
With George Clooney's beefing or some shit like that.
Man, you've just peppered in stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so here's what happened. Seth Rogen and James Franco get together. They make this movie called The Interview.
Oh, to kill the motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
In the movie, it's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a satire. There's nothing in the movie. I saw the movie.
It was funny?
Hilarious. It was that, along with Top 5, Chris Rock's movie, are the two funniest movies of the year.
Yep.
And the best part about Top 5 was my part.
Oh, yeah, your part was hilarious.
But beyond that, that movie was hilarious. I mean, Tracy Morgan is so fucking good in that movie.
You should get like a dickhead award.
I think so.
Like a trophy for being a dickhead.
Right, best dickhead in a comedy goes to.
You just standing there like, classic though.
Yeah, I want to say this. I wouldn't be the dickhead I am today.
Hell yeah.
Without my parents.
Hell fucking yeah.
Without DJ Who Kid.
Yep.
And without you, Chris Rock. Thank you. Thank you for showing the world what a dickhead I can be.
Oh, you got it, baby.
I'll do it.
You deserve it.
I think there's a lot of categories that need to be added. But
kiss this motherfucker.
So Kiss.
You got it.
So that's right. I forgot. So but the movie was only out in previews. That's how I saw it. It was in previews. And Sony got hacked. You know this.
Oh,
that
wow.
all the Sony emails got leaked.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole bunch of information. Sony executives talking about different movie stars and blah, blah, blah. Everything comes out in the news this whole time. Gawker and all the blogs and CNN and MSNBC and Fox News. They're all reporting on the story from the angle of, look at what all these emails say. Look, this executive said Angelina Jolie is a princess. Look how much money Seth Rogen's making. Look at this and that and this and that. Instead of doing what they should have been doing the whole week and saying, holy shit, this terrorist group is trying to make private emails public. If we just allow this and kind of go with it, there's no end in sight to where this is going to go. I mean, can you imagine the horrors that would be unleashed if your private emails became public for the world to see?
Oh, my God.
You can't.
Be over for me.
Exactly. And so it's just going and going and going. And Sony goes, we're going to release the movie. Anyway. Regardless. And Seth Rogen and James Franco are doing promo for it. Then these hackers that have hacked into Sony and revealed all these emails and passwords and put out movie trailers early and just sent shockwaves through show business. These hackers say, okay, fine, Sony, you're going to release the movie on Christmas Day. Well, there's going to be a 9/11 type attack to movie theaters on Christmas Day then. That's your fault.
No.
And so I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Sony answers by first opening it up to the movie theater chains and saying, if you guys don't want to host this movie, you don't have to. If you want to back out of this, you can. In my mind, that's Sony's first step of saying, look, we want this movie off of our hands, but we don't want to take the blame for it. So we'll let the theaters decide not to hold it. Because otherwise, why would they do that, right?
So it's like a horror/comedy movie now.
It's a total comedy.
Yeah, but you're going to be scared as fuck watching it.
Well, a whole bunch of movie theater chains decided they didn't want to show the movie.
Oh, wow.
So they said no. So then Sony canceled the release altogether. Sony said, we're not putting the movie out.
Damn.
The terrorists, literally. Don't worry, guys. The terrorists win. It got to the point, the Guardians of the Peace is the name of this terrorist organization.
What?
That hacked into Sony and demanded that they not play the movie.
It's probably some kids in fucking Nebraska.
Right? They're saying North Korea. They're saying North Korea is definitely involved. They're probably not in Nebraska. They're probably in China. But it's not. It's
That's crazy.
They've said they thanked Sony. They put out a notice saying thank you to Sony. They said now this is from the Guardians of the Peace, the terrorist organization that is bullying Sony into not releasing the interview.
Fuck.
Now we want you never let the movie released, distributed.
They write it like a terrorist too.
They write it like they're on Vicodin.
They write like they're stupid.
Distributed or leaked in any form of, for instance, DVD or piracy, which is like piracy. Why would Sony release? It wouldn't be piracy if Sony released it.
Exactly.
Pirates. If it's pirates releasing it, pirates rape, pillage, and steal.
Yeah.
And they said, and we want everything related to the movie, including its trailers as well as its full version, down from any website hosting them immediately. They said, and a lot of people are sitting there going, Sony, why would you cave in to terrorists like this? This is not the right thing. Don't worry. The terrorists say you've done the right thing. Oh, good. That's
like me and my dentist.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, kid.
I'm good.
I gave you a good deal. Don't ask questions.
Full gravy.
And they would. They've said they'll ensure the security of your data unless you make additional trouble. And by trouble, they mean putting out the movie. Now, a couple of weeks ago...
Additional trouble.
Yeah.
They really talk like terrorists.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I went on a little bit of a rant about the lack of original ideas in Hollywood and that I was tired of every superhero movie. I love J.J. Abrams. I'm not excited about Star Wars. Just so much rehashing is going on, and it's driving me crazy. And this idea that, okay, well, it worked once. Let's just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Marvel and DC have like 15 fucking superhero movies coming out.
We'll check all of them out.
I'm not going to check any of them out. That's the problem.
I am. I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
You're going to go see them all.
I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're all the same movie.
I love it.
You do. It's a good movie, right?
I'm stupid.
Yeah, you are. So finally, I've watched this interview movie, and I'm like, first of all, part of the problem for me is that I love James Franco and Seth Rogen. Like, from Freaks and Geeks days, Judd Apatow days, like, those are my dudes. Anything those guys do, I'm on board.
You're checking it out.
Except Green Hornet. Not that Green Hornet movie.
Weird.
The rest of them. And maybe not the Barbra Streisand movie. The rest of them, though.
Oh, how was that? That was horrible?
Yeah, I didn't sit through the whole thing. Yeah, it was free on Amazon, but I couldn't sit through the entire thing. But so Sony decides not to put this out. My immediate opinion and my unchanged opinion is that I understand why Sony wouldn't want to put the movie out, because they don't want their employees being threatened. They don't want more information being released. And the movie theaters and Sony don't want to be responsible if, God forbid, there is a terrorist attack.
Somebody dies.
Which there won't be. There's not going to be any attack. But Sony doesn't want to be...
So say Sam Roberts.
That's right. I have a radio show, okay?
We believe you.
Thank you. Who kid's doing Vicodin and coming to the show anyway? That's how much trust he puts into it.
I love you.
There's not going to be any attack. But Sony decides not to put it out. Like, I understand the small picture that they're doing. They're like, you know what? If we do this, it's not only going to affect this movie, but it could affect the whole box office for Christmas. Christmas is a big weekend for movies.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
and nobody goes to the movie theater, blah, blah, blah. How about the big picture? Let's move past this year. Let's go into 2015 and realize that in this one moment, Sony is buckling. And movie theaters are buckling, and everybody's buckling and saying, well, you know what, let's just avoid any more trouble. We'll give in to what you say. The reason that the United States as a country doesn't do business with terrorists, doesn't negotiate with terrorists, is because the minute you give them anything, they're just going to say, oh, okay, terrorism, that works.
Let's do it some more.
Exactly.
As they would say.
Even you understand, Nuka. Let's do it some more. Why not?
That's how they would write it.
Right. We're going to do it some more, I think. The big picture is that, like, we're going to live in a world where other countries and dictators can control what we do in America, which is fucking crazy. We can't do that.
But they did say the next form of terrorism will be the web.
Cyber.
We don't need all that bullshit.
No, we don't need all
killing
that.
people. They could do it just from over there, or from Nebraska.
Dude, 9/11. They flew planes into buildings, and we all said we will not back down. But they cyber attack and release fucking Alex Trebek's emails, and we're backing down. All right, you've gone too far now.
Now we're fucked.
Well, Obama came out and talked about it today, minutes ago, right before the show started.
What? They hacked his Twitter?
No.
Oh.
It was him talking.
Obamacare?
No, he wasn't talking about Obamacare. He was talking about everything that's going on in North Korea and Sony. This is what he had to say right today, this afternoon, right before the show started.
All right.
Sony's a corporation.
By the way, I was super annoyed. I don't even want to hear from him.
I'm high and I'm laughing.
I was super annoyed that, like, Obama waits until now to talk. Like, what he should have done is the minute this started happening, just call up Sony and be like, hey, Sony, we got your back.
Got you, son.
We got you, son.
Yeah, my niggas.
Because right now it's Sony competing with North Korea. It's a country government.
Yeah.
It's a dictator fighting with a company. Like, we, as the United States government, has to reach out to Sony and say, Sony, we got you, my N-word. As you would say, who
Yeah, well, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. We got you. But they didn't do that. So now Sony's like, oh, we're like, I get why Sony feels like they're on this island where nobody's going to protect them, but still. I mean, Sony's got no choice. They got to put the movie out somehow.
Are they the top company out there, Sony?
They're one of the top. I mean, I got a PlayStation in my house.
Oh,
I got a PlayStation 3 and a PlayStation 4.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude.
I thought Electrolux was the top company out there.
I don't think so.
That's what I heard.
I don't think so. Well, you're on Vicodin, so.
I don't know. They have vacuum cleaners, right?
Sony's a corporation. It suffered significant damage. There were threats against its employees. I am sympathetic to the concerns that they faced. Having said all that, yes, I think they made a mistake. In this interconnected digital world.
I love that, by the way. You know you're fucked when Obama's like, yeah, Sony made a mistake. Like, can you imagine? Because Sony's a private, publicly traded, I guess, but it's a company. Can you imagine if like, we're sitting there, Obama saying, yeah, I heard what they said on Sam Roberts' show. I like the show. It's a good show. Sam made a mistake. I'd be like, oh, fuck.
Fuck, son.
He fucked me up.
He was like, yeah, but okay, it was a good nigga.
That's what he would say, right?
He's my nigga.
Let's go to John in Virginia. What's up, John?
Hey, guys. My wife works for a very large company. I don't want to exactly say who, but earlier this year, they had to do a rescue operation for some employees, and she found out that they pretty much have their own special forces team, and I can only imagine that Sony would have something similar to that. And I just don't understand why Sony isn't just taking care of this or didn't take care of this earlier before it became a big deal. That's just my view on it.
Look, I have questions about Sony's infrastructure. There's no doubt they have a major security force. I mean, OB Radio has Club Soda Kenny. We've got our own security force. If Sony doesn't have their own version of Club Soda Kenny, I don't know what they're doing.
But I know you're making a joke about this, but I mean, I'm not making a joke about this.
Yeah, no. I'm sure that they have a security force. My questions are with the infrastructure of this company that they could be so easily hacked. Obviously, there's some fucking T's that haven't been crossed there. I saw they showed with these guys hacked. Some of the files were called like passwordlist.xlx, and it's just an Excel document of passwords.
No.
And you go, what? No encryption, no nothing. Let's go back to Obama.
Yes, I think they made a mistake. In this interconnected digital world, there are going to be opportunities for hackers to engage in cyber assaults, both in the private sector and the public sector. Now, our first order of business is making sure that we do everything to harden sites and prevent those kinds of attacks from taking place. We cannot have a society in which some dictator someplace can start imposing censorship here in the United States. Because if somebody is able to intimidate folks out of releasing a satirical movie, Imagine what they start doing when they see a documentary that they don't like, or news reports that they don't like.
I mean, he's right on, dude. He is right on with this one. I understand, like, Sony's got it. Like, Sony gets fucked on this no matter what, but Sony's kind of have to get fucked for the preservation. Now, I'm going to say, like, there's a lot of enemies in this whole thing. Everybody that's still, to this day, posting news stories about the information that's been hacked from Sony, they're fucking enemies of America, as far as I'm concerned. You know who's an enemy of America right now in my book?
Who?
Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is an enemy of America. Okay? So, one of the emails that gets hacked, Amy Pascal, is that how you pronounce her name, Travis? Pascal or Pascal?
Pascal.
Pascal, that's right.
I mean, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Amy Pascal, she's like one of the head executives at Sony. And she and another executive at Sony are making some jokes, right? And they say, what movie do you think Obama's going to watch? And one of them says Django. And then she says 12 Years a Slave. And they just start naming black people movies and say Obama likes them. Okay? And that's like a whatever. It's just a bunch of idiots in the office exchanging some dumb emails, probably on a Friday. You know, maybe they're Vikinging up. I don't know.
No, but I think anything that's to do with Korea is more personal than. So we've done countless movies where killing terrorists, Muslims. It's just like
it is what it is.
The Muslims don't care about those movies. All they care about is
the Muslims. I mean, remember how pissed off they got at South Park?
South Park, but come on, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, True Lies, when he was like killing mad.
Yeah, I
Muslims
guess so.
And all, like,
But here's the thing about Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton comes, he reads that email.
And he ODs with it.
And instead of just being like, Al Sharpton should be saying right now is, free speech is under attack by a group of terrorists. And we're laying down for it. We're just laying down for it. The whole country is just laying down as free speech is getting trampled on. But instead, Al Sharpton goes, we had a meeting. We talked about free speech, but I also talked to Amy Pascal about race problems in Hollywood and how her language in the email was not appropriate. It's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, for real, go fuck yourself. Okay? Because until the end of time, people are going to be making jokes about Obama watching the movie Django.
Of course.
Is it right? No, there's no such thing as a joke that's right, because it's always at somebody's expense. It doesn't matter.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Take it as such. It's the same thing as the movie. Like, is the movie kind towards Kim Jong-un? No, they blow his head up. Sorry, spoiler alert. No, it's not kind towards him, but it's a complete goof. It's the funniest. It's as funny as This Is the End. You know? And it's like, and This Is the End was about Judgment Day. And you didn't see Christians going like, why are they making a mockery of our religion? Because it's a fucking goof.
Yeah, but just like even Obama said it, and you're saying it. But I think it's personal with this Korean guy. I mean,
like
he's more personal with whatever that's going on with America. Everything we've done, all movies of every terroristic group that there is, they're not writing letters to stop this, stop that. I mean,
but that's another reason why we should be like, fuck you, dude. Because it is personal. He hates America.
But the problem is he has nuclear weapons, don't he?
He says he does. I don't believe him.
You think he's lying?
Yeah, he doesn't have nuclear weapons.
But he has a pair of Jordans.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got tons of Jordans.
So if he has that, he has nuclear weapons.
But I don't think he has nuclear weapons. He doesn't. I mean, they had a missile. They did shoot a missile at one point.
They're testing it.
They got one missile. They shot it already.
Well, Rodman said he saw it.
Who did?
He said he went out there.
Dennis Rodman.
He said he saw a couple missiles out there chilling.
Dennis Rodman's the one who inspired this whole goddamn movie.
He autographed the missile, too.
well, then Kim Jong-un is not going to want to fire it off.
Dumb nigga.
No, save it. It's autographed.
Save it for Africa.
Yeah. Unfortunately, quickly into the press conference, President Obama went back to losing credibility.
Again?
Well, you forget, the guy's a fucking nerd. Listen to what he said immediately after. So Obama's saying this thing. I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't vote in the last Obama election. And before that,
I voted for him twice.
The first Obama election?
Yeah.
I voted for John McCain.
Did you?
That's right. I like that motherfucker.
He was stupid, though.
No, he wasn't stupid. Sarah Palin.
The second guy was stupid.
Sarah Palin was stupid.
Oh, no, the second.
Oh, Mitt Romney? Yeah, I didn't vote for Mitt Romney.
He's an idiot.
But I mean, I thought John McCain would have been a great president. I think John McCain would have done a better job than Bush second. But
I mean, I vote for him because he's black.
I mean, I know that. Yeah, I think everybody knew that. They just
fuck about politics.
I'm glad that you said that. Okay.
I don't even watch the news.
So why did you vote for Obama?
Because he's black.
Good for you.
He's a nigga.
Apparently he's not that black, though, because black people are supposed to be cool, right?
He's just saying, you know, because my nigga.
I don't think he said that. I've never heard him say that.
He said it.
But I'm finally agreeing with Obama, right? I'm watching this. I'm like, yeah, fucking right on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we should not. Sony did make a mistake. I'm glad you're saying something. I'm glad you finally have Sony's back in this because they do need support from everybody. They also need to know that some insurance companies are not going to allow them to be sued into the next century.
I can't believe they banned the movie.
That's the other. That's the other.
Crazy.
Now, okay, here's the enemies of America. People who are still reporting on the leaked emails, enemies of America. Al Sharpton, enemy of America.
Bubblehead.
And the people suing Sony over being hacked. Because there are people suing Sony because they were hacked.
Wow.
Enemies of America. Because that's what's making it so that Sony's just trying to make this thing go away. And now they're trying to make this thing go away at the expense of our way of life.
And they're all from Nebraska.
You know what's going to happen if they start pulling movies like this? We're just going to have Spy Kids at the theater all day long.
Get out of here.
Just Spy Kids movies, nonstop. Spy Kids and Pixar. That's all we're going to get.
So what are you going to do if they find out it was some kid somewhere that did it? Like,
then I'm going to say, put that shit back in theaters, and I'm going to go see it 100 times to support, not only because...
You really like this movie, huh?
I mean, I love James Franco and Seth Rogen. I think they're the fucking coolest dudes ever.
Would you let them fuck you?
At the same time?
Yeah.
What would I get in return? Just the experience?
The experience, and you love them.
Yeah, I guess I would.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I would. I'd probably want some Novocaine first, though. Maybe a little Vicodin. Listen to Obama lose his credibility in an instant.
I think it says something interesting about North Korea that they decided to have the state mount an all-out assault on a movie studio because of a satirical movie starring Seth Rogen and James Flacco.
Wow.
Oh.
Flacco? He did not say Flacco. Play that again. No.
Yeah. James Flacco.
No, he did not say
it's
James
like,
Flacco.
Come on, dude. And he paused before it, so you know he doesn't know that guy's name.
On a movie studio because of a satirical movie starring Seth Rogen and James Flacco.
That'll make you cringe, huh?
Immediately, by the way.
And that's like a shirt roll up.
Oh, yeah, my sleeves just came up to my chest. It was just douche chilled.
Douche chilled.
Immediately, James Flacco became a trending topic on Twitter this afternoon. Immediately.
Because of a satirical movie starring Seth Rogen and James Flacco. I love Seth, and I love James. I
love him.
We already know you don't know who James is. Why are you fucking killing yourself?
I watched every episode of Fleeks and Geeks, right? Fleeks and Geeks? Is that the, yeah. It's
Flacco. Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah. John Apatow is my favorite director. John Apatow makes tons of good comedies. John.
He's gonna diss you one day.
Obama?
Yeah, I don't like that guy Sam, man.
I don't like Sam Robbins. Sam Robbins, I don't think he's good at the radio.
Yeah, he sucked his dick.
He thinks I'm a dork. James Flacco. That's what my dad would be sitting there and what else have they done? These interview guys, Seth Rogen and James Flacco. It's James Franco, Dad. You're aging yourself.
He just gave him a new name, man.
Obama.
He's the president. He could do that, man. He's the head nigga in charge.
Yeah.
HNIC, boy.
I guess so.
Remember that.
Don't you call me that. Let's go to Robert in Alabama. Robert.
Sam. Yeah, hey, Sam. You know, it worked for those North Korean hackers. So I'm just saying, if you remember 9/11/2001, don't put Lady Di on the air again. That's all.
See, they're already, and I'm sure Sirius is going to take that threat seriously. No pun intended.
Oh,
and that'll be the last we hear of Lady Di. Okay, so maybe there are good examples of terrorism too. Doug in Maryland.
Good example.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Hey, listen, I think you got the Obama thing a little skewed here. Look, he came out and kind of bashed Sony for not, for not releasing the movie. So I go back to what Jim and Opie were saying earlier. Sony they cannot release this movie financially, right? So it would kill them if someone went into a movie theater and shot something up unrelated to North Korea. They're gonna be sued to bankruptcy.
Here's what they should have done. Here's what I think Sony should have done. Okay, so the theaters don't want to show it because the theaters don't want to get sued. Fine. Okay, maybe Netflix and YouTube and all these places don't want to put the movie up on their servers. Fine. You're Sony Entertainment. Put the movie up online yourself, flip the bird to the terrorists, and take your fucking dick. You know what I mean? That's it. You have to.
So I agree. But why wouldn't the president, right? This hack is huge, right? This sets a precedent that we don't want to go down on. Why couldn't the president get online and call the Sony president and say, hey, look, I support you. Release this in the theaters. And I'll activate the National Guard to protect theaters so we can make sure that you can play this. It'll be safe. And we won't have to kowtow to these goddamn terrorists. Why couldn't you do something like that?
I think you're 100% right, actually. I was agreeing with what Obama said in that moment. But like I said before, when we first started playing the clip, I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that immediately, I'm saying as soon as the hacking started, as soon as it was like, okay, this is a big deal, the government, somebody, it doesn't have to be Obama himself, but at least Joe Biden can call up Sony and say, hey, Sony, we've got your back. Don't worry about it. We got you. This is America. You're allowed to put movies out in theaters.
Sam, you're grilling on me, brother.
That's right. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
You're very angry.
Dude, I don't normally
get angry at these American terrorists.
I don't normally get fired up by news stories because
enemies.
I mean, I've watched wrestling from the time I was a kid, so I'm pretty sure everything on TV is bullshit. But this thing is real, and it blew my mind. You know, people always say, you know, when they were building that mosque down on Wall Street or whatever, people are like, well, don't you remember how we felt after 9/11? And like the mosque didn't even have anything to do with 9/11. It was a totally separate group of people. We are at the point where we've so far forgotten about what it was like to drive around with American flags taped to our car windows. Remember when we did that? For a year, I had my Jeep Wrangler with my American flag hanging in the back window. Because that's what you did after 9/11.
It was Confederate?
No, it wasn't a Confederate flag.
Those only motherfuckers that do that shit.
Although I would have strung up those stars and bars proudly. No.
Stars and bars.
But what happened about a year after 9/11 was you'd be driving around and you'd see crumpled up American flags that had fallen off of cars in like the gutter in the street.
Yeah.
Because they flew off the car and people forgot about it or whatever. Wow. We've come so far to that sort of we are one, we are together. That now North Korea is dictating what films are released in the United States.
That's some real deep shit.
Terrorists are dictating what films we get to see.
I mean,
enjoy Thor 4. You know?
Oh, they're gonna let us know.
They don't have any problem with Thor. No.
They're gonna tell us what movies to watch next year.
Oh no, we like a Thor. We like a Thor.
So if Korea don't like Star Wars, forget about it.
No, forget about it. Korea's gonna make double positive. You don't have Jar Jar Binks in that shit, right? I swear to God, if you bring Jar Jar Binks back, we will come down on you like the fire of 1,000 suns.
Well, how would they, what's the new tools of destruction now, like these terrorists are using in America?
I don't know. But that's the thing. I mean, obviously the internet and their information is power, so they're putting that information out there. But I don't know what they would have done in these movie theaters. Nothing. Nothing.
Is the suitcase with the mini nuclear bomb out now?
I don't think so.
You sure?
I think if that were out, it would be heavily protected. I think if the United States found out that another country had a nuclear bomb in a briefcase, they would do we would do as a country everything in our power to get that goddamn briefcase.
Get out of here.
Like give us the briefcase. I don't know how you got it in there, but I know you have it.
I mean, they were feeling
what briefcase? I don't know what you're talking about. No, there is no briefcase. Give us the briefcase.
They were feeling sorry for the terrorists that they were abusing. You know, the CIA is getting a lot of flack, like throwing water on them, getting them wet.
Yeah,
moisture.
You know, if the CIA were just honest about this terrorism stuff,
they were just like getting them wet and stuff, right?
Like there's one thing.
They peed on them.
There's one thing that I feel like nobody's mentioning here, and it's like I saw everybody on Facebook when the terrorism, when it turned out that terrorists are getting tortured. And people were saying, well, it's America. We don't torture people. That's against, and the main thing was it's not a good mechanism for getting information because you could torture somebody into saying whatever you want them to say. Nobody will just own up to the fact that the point of torture was not to get information. It was strictly revenge. It was just, I'm mad at terrorists, so I'm going to torture them. And if we could just say, you know what? Yeah. We're fucking pissed at these people. We're going to torture them a little bit because they're assholes.
They damn near killed mad people here. Let's stop these motherfuckers.
Like, it's your fault that all those suit and tie Wall Street dudes had to jump out of a building.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You left all these kids without parents. You killed a bunch of first responders.
Fucking horrified.
So we're going to pull your toenails out and piss on them for a while. Like, that's what we're going to do because we don't like you.
Even the Golden Gate Bridge, you know how they stopped that guy from blowing it up?
Yeah.
They stepped on one of his homies' nuts.
Yeah.
With combat boots. They stepped on his dick.
And guess what?
And he stopped that Golden Gate Bridge from coming down.
But they didn't step on his dick to get information. They stepped on his dick because they were like, fuck you.
Oh, for real?
That's it. That's why you torture people, because you don't like them.
My boy told me they stepped on his dick and he started talking.
Well, you know a lot of people who kid. You're also all Vicodined up right now, so I don't trust a word you're saying.
My American nigga.
Let's go to Mike in Chicago. What's up, Mike?
American nigga.
Hi. Sony was hacked once before in a major way about 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Their PlayStation network was
Oh, yeah.
I remember that, too.
I remember that shit. That shit was crazy.
So as a result of that, they go out and hire a chief information security officer, real high-level guy out of the government, lots of credentials, knows his stuff. 6 months ago, he quit and starts his own company because he no longer had the support he had when he was hired. So the further they got away from the original hack, the less of a priority it became.
I see. So they're like, okay, we fixed this one. We're not thinking. There is no. That's the one thing about Sony, I feel like, in this whole scenario is there is no thought of long term. It's just, how do we fix this short term right now to make the shareholders happy? There's no sort of what happens 5 years from now. What precedent are we setting?
It's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. That's thanks, dude. And that's exactly what it is. It's this knee-jerk sort of like, okay, whatever you want. Okay, we just want this to go away. And it's like, yeah, but the cost of this going away is that you've got people dictating what movies we're going to see.
Don't
and
fuck
what
up
books.
the Avengers movie, man. They fuck that next Avengers shit, I'm going to be tight.
Well, they might.
Yo,
I mean, probably not.
Don't do it.
But, yeah, I mean, how would you feel? See, I'm getting all heated, and you're like, Jesus Christ, Sam, you're mad.
I'm starting to think now, like, nah.
Because that could happen.
Like E.T. coming out, too.
What if France decides, oh, we don't like the Avengers. Also, we have a bomb, and we're going to blow up all your movie theaters if you put the Avengers out. All right, we won't do it.
It'll be tight, man.
Yeah. You can't just say no.
Like a gay man's jeans. Tight.
You know what you say? Try it. We'll cut your fingers off, because we torture in America.
Fuck.
If you try to blow up our movie theaters, we torture. Try to blow them up.
You think they'll be thinking about this 20 years ago, this form of terrorism right now? Like 20 years ago?
No.
They're going to be stopping movies.
Well, I mean, that's
fucking losers.
And the problem is all these people, yeah. All the kids.
People are going to World War. Come on, think about it. Like the 100 years of war we've been having, people have been dying in fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Hiroshima.
Combat fighting with their hands.
World War I, World War II, whatever. And then you think, like, the next 20 years, we're going to be having terrorists stopping us from seeing fucking a movie with
on the
popcorn.
computer. On the computer.
Fucking popcorn, nigga.
Like, what was I fighting for?
Are you fucking kidding me?
What was
All this secrecy, JFK getting shot the fuck up.
Yeah.
All this shit, but now we got these guys stopping our theaters.
We can't watch a Seth Rogen and James Flacco movie.
Here, nigga.
James Flacco can't be enjoyed anymore.
Flacco. Flacco. James Flacco, man. I need another pill.
Let's go to Doug in Chicago. Welcome to Sam Roberts Show, Doug.
Hey.
How you doing?
Show.
Thanks.
Hey, look, how is this any different from Anthony getting fired or from Don Imus getting fired? They're a corporation, right? They're trying to protect their shareholders, their money. They're not a free speech advocacy group.
Yeah, but you know what?
All they care about is money.
I think the difference, and it's not that huge of a difference, really, but the difference is that in Sony's case, this is this is a high-profile thing. Like, when Anthony got fired, he was removed but the show wasn't removed. The medium wasn't removed. Like something still existed. I mean, we're bringing back, we're doing a show on this channel called Decade of Dominance, which is an all-request show. And part of that, and you can request things from the last 10 years of satellite radio, part of that is obviously Opie and Anthony stuff. That's going to be most of it, I would think. So Anthony's still going to be able to hurt.
If somebody wanted him, didn't like what he was saying, so they demanded him to be fired, or they were worried that somebody would demand that he be fired because they were worried about money.
Yeah, but you know what? This is going to cost long term. This is going to cost Sony more money than it's going to save them. I mean, they're already. Thanks, buddy. And I get what you're saying in the sense that, you know, that is a free speech issue and all this, but it's also a matter of foreign bodies saying it's a dictator from another country
who hangs with Dennis Rodman. Fucking idiot.
Saying, you know what? We're going to send in some hackers and stop you from seeing your movies.
How can you take it so serious?
And we're just like, okay, yeah, no, all right, we won't watch the movie then.
He hangs with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Jeff in Jersey?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
Not much, man. All right, so I got an idea. Where are all the businessmen at? What you got to do is you got to open up a movie theater, charge people like $300 to see the movie, and have everyone sign a release form.
Well, I mean, the thing about release forms.
That's crazy.
Number one, I don't think anybody's paying $300. But the thing about release forms is you can't legally have a person sign away their life. Like if a person signs a release form and says it's okay if I die, I won't sue you, my family won't sue you, the family can still sue you. That thing gets thrown out of court in no time. You can't ever sign a release form that protects you, that protects people from like Who Kid could not sign a thing that says, yeah, Sam could break my legs and I won't be mad at him.
I wouldn't want to sign it anyway.
You wouldn't sign it?
No.
See, smart. I mean, those release forms just don't hold up in court. Joe in Tennessee.
Hey, Sam. Look, my thing is, you know, they issue a warning to the theater, say, if you show this movie, we're going to blow it up or what the fuck ever. Well, I don't go to the theater. I'm a licensed concealed carry. You know, I don't go to the theater because they don't allow me to have my gun there, so I choose not to go.
Yeah.
So
you don't sit right. You don't sit there. You don't write threats. You don't do this. You're like, you know what? I don't like the fact that this theater won't let me carry my gun, so I won't go to the theater, and that's the end of it.
Oh, wow.
And if enough people are like that, they'll change their policy. And if you're in the minority, then you're in the minority. You'll deal with it.
Yeah, I can wait for the DVD or it can come out on Netflix.
Yeah, you just sit on your couch watching Netflix and holding that gun of yours. No problem.
Damn right.
That's crazy.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Thanks, buddy. But, I mean, it's disgusting because, number one, there were still a few small movie theater chains that were wanting to show this movie. Alamo Drafthouse was going to show the movie.
Oh, they were going to show it?
Yep. So Sony said, no, none of you can.
Damn.
So Sony pulled it. Then Alamo Drafthouse goes, okay, well, all the screenings that were going to be the interview, we're going to play Team America World Police instead.
Oh, shit.
So we can all listen to Kim Jong-il singing I'm So Ronri as a marionette.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. They made it. So why they never ban that one?
Paramount, the movie company behind Team America World Police, comes forward and says, no, you can't play Team America now. This movie's like 10 years old. Paramount says you can't play Team America. And it's just like...
I'm telling you, that Korean shit's personal.
Why are we giving in?
Yo, man, I had that kimchi, man. That shit was hot as hell the other day.
Like if some dude, if some guy who didn't like me goes, hey, Sam, I don't want you doing a radio show. I go, good, don't listen because I'm doing it.
Hell yeah.
You understand? And Who Kid's coming in, and he's going to be all pilled up, making references to weird Asian foods, and it doesn't matter because I'm doing it.
Hell yeah.
And that's what we do.
I love Korean barbecue, too.
You do. I understand that. I'm not saying boycott Korean barbecue.
It tastes good.
Let's go to Tyrell in Ohio.
Ohio, man. From fucking Rhode Island, man.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you.
What kind of nigga from fucking Ohio, man?
Tell me what you want to tell me. Be done.
We're all Vikings.
Hey, man, I just want to say, we need to send Dennis Rodman back over there and shit, dog.
Yeah, cut that shit out.
Just to figure everything out. Dennis Rodman has that. Let's go to David in Orlando. What's up, David?
Hey, basically, I hear you guys and Jimmy talking about
insurance and the insurance requirements. But as an insurance company, and I run one, and both lines of the coverage you're referring to, there is no insurance companies reaching out to these theaters telling them not to show the movie. That's unimportant to us, and it's not.
Well, let me ask you this: is there, if a terrorist act takes place, do you think that the insurance companies would help out these theaters, or would they say we don't cover terrorist acts?
Well, there's a TRIA terrorism charge on every insurance policy in America.
Oh, wow.
There's a fund, it's set up for it. So it's outside of our insurance policy. So this is purely a reason for them not to show the movie based on maybe they don't want to be hacked or...
So it's not, so they do most likely have a terrorism insurance policy as part of their policy.
There's a TRIA charge on every policy in America.
There it is.
9/11.
There it is.
I didn't know that.
There it is.
Crazy. Serious?
There it is. And these fucking assholes.
How about in the black communities?
Black people don't pay, they don't have insurance at all. They just get by. I mean, you don't even have a driver's license, you know? It's like any government paperwork is like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, we watch bootlegs.
Right.
So we're safe.
Right. I mean, the interview's already been out for 3 weeks down by your quote-unquote theater.
It's on movies2k.to.
Well, listen, we've already been going almost an hour and a half. So much stuff to get into. Luis Gomez is here. He's going to join the show next. Whole bunch of stuff to talk about with him. Good old JR from WWE is going to be calling in a little bit. He's got a big announcement about some one-man shows coming up, which are always very entertaining.
Are we going to get into the Christmas spirit? It's supposed to be Christmassy before.
Yeah, let me talk about Christmas. Lewis is a father. Who Kid, you're a father. I want to know what's going on for Christmas with you guys. Also, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I was talking about the big beef between Billy Corgan and Anderson Cooper.
Oh, you had him call? Didn't you have him call up here?
I talked to Billy Corgan during the week.
What?
Face to face. And I asked him about Anderson Cooper.
What?
We're going to get into that. He was very outspoken as far as that goes. So much to go still on today's Sam Roberts Show. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Sam Roberts Friday Show continues in a moment. Welcome back to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
I down a couple downers, but nothing compares to these blue and yellow purple pills. I've been to Mushroom Mountain once or twice, but who's counting? But nothing compares to these blue and yellow purple pills. Cool, calm, just like my mom, with a couple of Valium inside a palm. It's Mr. Mischief with a trick of.
You got a lot in common today with Eminem, DJ Who Kid. Welcome back to Sam Roberts Show. DJ Who Kid, all viked up. How you feeling, buddy?
Feeling nice, God.
He had his wisdom tooth removed this afternoon and decided that he had so much love for yours truly, Sam Roberts, that he would come in. And Luis J. Gomez just came in. What's up, Luis?
What's going on, dude?
How you doing?
I'm fucking salivating looking at those Vicodins right now.
Merry Christmas, nigga.
Come on, bro. Second day of Hanukkah. Why don't we pass them around?
Hey, that's right. Good. Well, I got 1, 2. This is the only drug that you count how many you have in there.
Right. Well, each one is so valuable.
I got 8 left.
I was Lewis from Bobby Kelly's You Know What Dude podcast. He's on Legion of Skanks. He's on every podcast. And you do the MMA show here on Sirius.
Yeah, I do Tap Out Radio here on Sirius Sports 192, plus Hammer Fisting podcast, plus the Real Ass podcast. I do a lot of podcasts.
See, it's smart. You got it. I mean, why not, right?
I love it. You get to connect with the fans.
And it works, too. You know why I know it works? Because I just tweeted out this afternoon, like 2 hours ago, Lewis is coming on the show later on. And I got a ton of Gomites tweeting me.
Dude, the Gomites are rabid.
Yeah, they are.
What?
The Gomites.
Yeah, look, I kind of name my fans.
That's crazy.
That's all right.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I'm like an old school like pro wrestling fan, and like I just love that, dude. That's why I have like 15 monikers: Puerto Rican Rattlesnake, Real Ass Dude, the Joan Jett of comedy.
That's, cool, I guess. I don't know what it means, but Joan Jett's cool. So
Ron Bennington called me that, so I had to stick with it.
The name I got from Ron Bennington was Sammy Sweethearts.
You didn't want to
probably
keep
not
that.
as good as
it's fitting. I like it.
All right, I'll keep it then. Keith in West Virginia. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
What's up, Kevin?
Hookah's got to quit shaking that pill bottle. That's the mating call of the female pillbilly, and every time he shakes
Pillbilly.
it, they're all just showing up everywhere looking for it.
For real?
They're all circling around the trailer park, Who Kid.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Damaging people out there.
Nah, because earlier, you know, after I got my tooth pulled, my zipper was open, so I was kind of scared. Maybe my dentist went in there.
Yeah, I would imagine he did.
I was out for an hour. Maybe, I don't know if you ever experienced like a perverted dentist. Like,
I haven't, but I feel like if you were sleeping, it doesn't really matter, right?
That's what I was
Would that
telling
bother you? Would it, like, if you found out afterwards?
That sounds like a CeeLo Green. You can't rape somebody because they can't say no if they're unconscious.
Well, he can't say no now because his tooth is out. He just says Mo.
Right.
Mo, he wants Mo dick.
Yes, for Mo.
Bill Cosby shit, man. You gotta throw it to me right now, man.
Well, listen, Who Kid, you've got kids. Louis, you got a kid or kids?
I got one kid. He'll be 2 at the end of the month.
Wow.
So at 2, do you have to, like, do you have to celebrate Christmas, or can you kind of just let it come and go and they don't really know yet?
I don't think he really gets it.
No.
You know, I think that he just thinks it's like a fun time, but everything's a fun time. We're in the middle of a move, and we moved on December 1st, and now we have to move again on January 1st because they didn't tell us they needed to do more construction. So my apartment is just boxes.
So you move out of your apartment, and they're like, no, you can't move into this one yet.
Well, no, I moved into the apartment. I showed up, there was dust billowing out the front door.
Oh, wow.
And then they were like, oh, we have to do more work. This is after we moved in, we have to do even more work. And we were like, fuck that. So we're getting out of our lease, but we haven't unpacked because we've only been here for 2 weeks. So my kid, I mean, for him, look, for us, it's like hell, dude. There's just boxes and dust, and it's a nightmare.
Right.
But for him, it looks like fucking
castle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a whole, like, there's tunnels and shit.
It's like, I can't believe you guys built me a McDonald's play place.
Exactly.
This is fantastic.
It's unbelievable. So for right now, and he has no memory. That's the other thing. Is like, I told my chick, I was like, stop giving me shit about money until he's like 4, because then he could remember the awful times.
so is that, as a comedian, you're sitting there going like, okay, I got 2 years before I really got to make it, because right now this kid doesn't even know he's poor.
But you know what? Even though I'll give myself 4, because there should be a couple years where he knows he's poor. He should have that memory. That's going to give him a stronger foundation.
Right, like
poverty.
I wasn't always doing this well. I'll tell you this right now. There were some years that were a little tough.
Yeah, you know, like, you got to give him like ketchup and spaghetti.
That's yes. Well, Who Kid, he has no idea what he's doing. His kid's like 13 years old, and he tweeted a photo a few months back of the kid going to school, and Who Kid had dressed him. I guess it was his day to dress the kid, and he put a T-shirt on him that said "Trap Lord," which is slang in the ghetto for a dealer of crack cocaine.
Oh,
so. Who Kid's kid went to school with a crack dealer T-shirt on.
Teachers love that. They like the colors.
They did. It was neon yellow, if I remember right. What are you doing for your kid for Christmas?
They just want like fucking, you know, like the exclusive sneakers and stuff. Like
Yeah, I watched
$3,000 Kanye West sneakers.
I mean, that really is. That's in black culture.
It's getting ridiculous now. It's getting ridiculous.
Sam Roberts' kids aren't asking for Kanye sneakers.
They won't. Dad, can I have some Chuck Taylors? I'll give them Vans, and they'll be happy about it. So, but I would imagine, but most black kids are asking for Jordans or whatever. Your kids know.
Yeah,
that you hang out with fucking T.I. and 50 Cent so they can go, yeah, I want the $2,000 ones.
They want like Gucci coats. It's cool now. The kids go to like the real cool kids wear Gucci.
I love that you have a lisp today. They want Gucci coats.
Yo, it's ridiculous.
You sound like Mike Tyson.
I know. I do sound like Mike Tyson. I feel like I'm about to bite your fucking nose. But
so your kids want Gucci stuff and all the sort of like MTV Cribs bullshit.
Cool shit. But it's like, you know, I wanted to, because I used to wear Spanish sneakers when I was young.
Spanish sneakers? Spanish.
I used to go to
what's Spanish like? I don't understand.
They used to call them Balacianos. I don't know. They used to sell them in the hood. But they were like $10 for like a pair.
And you get beaten up for them?
No. They're Spanish.
Yeah, nobody wanted them.
That's what I mean. You get beaten up for wearing them. Like, they don't take the sneakers. They're just like, I'm beating you up because you're poor.
but they've been getting sneakers all year. But the $1,000 is nothing. They want the $3,000 sneakers.
Do you buy them shit all year? This is what I'm debating. Because
they actually save money, and then I add on to it.
Okay.
So I let them save whatever they take from my wallet while I'm sleeping, and then I fucking add it. Because I respect them. They're stealing
I respect your hustle, kid.
Scheduled robbery, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I like that. I used to take my father's shit every time.
You did.
I can never steal from my mom, dude. Never bills.
What?
I can still change.
The mother's the easiest.
I would.
No, I don't think it's because his mom's too smart for him. I think it's a moral. It's a moral issue, kid.
Like my father, when he take a shower, forget about it. But
It's
the problem is, I had 3 brothers, so I would catch my brother in there first. We got it. Like it's crazy. Like
my dad was so aware of how much money he had, and we had. And it was very sort of like, no, there's a strict, you get money for chores or whatever, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to borrow money to get some toys or something, there was interest and a loan and all this stuff worked out. If I wanted to raise an allowance, there was a budget to be typed up.
He had a class action lawsuit against you when you were 12?
Yeah. like when I would go to college, when I went to college, every now and then my mom would send me like $40 in an envelope, but she would have to go to the ATM and like just get an extra 20 and just put it in an envelope. She was stealing and saving over time so she could have a little bit of petty
you
cash.
gotta respect that. That's what my son's doing to me.
Just stealing a little bit.
And when I take a shit, it goes in my wallet.
But see, my dad would never have put up with that.
For real?
He would have known immediately, and that would have been the last time I ever got $1 from him.
But I be getting mad ducats. You know what I'm saying?
No, not. I don't.
Guap.
My mother taught me to steal from others, not from her. My mother didn't give a shit. It's not like my mom was a good mom, and it's not like I was raised with these morals. Like I would never steal from my mother. No, my mother would fuck me up. Not never give me $1 again. She never gave me $1. My mother would box me in the face 15 times if she caught me stealing money from her. At least with change, I could justify it. I could fling it in her face and then run. But I remember when I was like 7. My mother, she would bring me into Baxter's Pharmacy. It's a little shitty pharmacy in my hometown. And she would tell me to steal these sample perfume bottles.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, if you get caught, just tell them it's my birthday. And they're going to think it's cute that you were trying to like steal me.
Because you're a kid.
Yeah, because I'm a kid. So that was like my mother was always like the most expensive items she would leave in the bottom of the shopping cart, and it would just be in front of me. I grew up with that type of influence, so I appreciate the hustle, and my mother kind of appreciated the hustle.
Yeah, I had no hustle growing up at all. Like I was so by the book.
Damn.
One time, I remember as a kid writing graffiti. And my buddy was with me. He's like, I think my mom has a marker in her purse. Let's go ask my mom for a marker, and we can write dirty words on stupid tunnel on the playground.
Such a pussy.
And I'm like, this is a great idea. You have no idea. We went, and we wrote like, fuck. Just like, what the fuck? It says fuck.
Oh, no.
We're hilarious. We're like 10 years old. And we're driving home, and my friend's mom goes, so why did you ask for that marker? And we were like,
you had no story planned?
We were like, oh my God. I wasn't ready for this. We were just like, no, I don't know.
You just answered a different question?
Yeah.
I am hungry.
Yeah. Cheese sandwich, I guess? She was like, well, was that to write graffiti? She asked. No. Well, what was it for? Nothing. You asked for a marker for nothing. Yeah, we just nothing. We just wanted to see it. And then so she was like, okay. And she was like, well, I'm going to tell you something. If you wrote graffiti, that is illegal. People go to jail for that, and you will get caught. And I was sitting there like looking at him like, holy shit. Like we did it this
Your
time.
mother's a narc. We have to kill this bitch.
Yeah, like we're not getting out of this.
Guy's so pussy, right?
I went to sleep that night. Like I couldn't sleep. I was racked with guilt. Like my stomach was in knots going, okay. I mean, this could get real bad at any moment.
So you're going to tell me you never, ever went in your mother's purse?
No.
Take money?
You never stole from other people either?
No. I remember, well, I don't think so. Not that I recall. I remember, and I went to a school where it was like
fucking Oliver Twist over here.
Yeah, man, we need to do some illegal shit right now. Why don't we go steal some shit right now on the break from another fucking show?
I don't know what happened somewhere along the line, because I'd be totally fine with that.
Stephen Blatter's still in the office.
I should just get on a cell phone right now and go into somebody's office.
Yeah, dude. My buddy Greg, what he does during the holiday seasons, because it's so busy, he just calls department stores and asks for generic expensive items and says, hey, dude, I lost my iPad. And then he just picks them up, dude. He does it like with like 7 or 8 different places. He just calls like Macy's, like, yeah, dude, I lost an iPod and a pair of Beats today. Like, yeah, we have a pair of Beats right here. We found them. Those are mine.
I can't do it because I think to myself, because you know why? Because like
you just see your dad shaking his head.
Sam, you know you'll go to jail for this, right? And you know what they do to you in jail, don't you? Just because you have black hair doesn't mean you're black in jail.
I cannot believe you've never done anything to your parents to take their money.
Because I would sit there. Because I went to public school, and it was very... See, for like I grew up upper middle class. Like I don't think it's any surprise. I don't think anybody thinks I'm a blue collar kid.
Oh yeah, so you didn't need to steal. That's what it was right there. He grew up upper middle class.
Right. I had money. I did chores, and my parents gave me money for it.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, it wasn't like
have no spaghetti and ketchup.
Right. No, I had pasta sauce. I had ragu. Like I grew up with ragu.
Every once in a while, my mother would make her own sauce.
Right.
Do you know they put sugar in the sauce? It's crazy. Blew my mind.
But I went to school, public school, and the school was in the worst section of the town. It was like a very sort of half and half town. Like it was either rich and Jewish or like Spanish or black had no money. So like people were stealing in my school.
Right.
And I go like if you were,
and we don't want to be racist and assume it was the Spanish and black kids.
but
it was.
There's a reason why I invited a Spanish and black guy in today to tell this story.
You got it, motherfucker.
But I mean, I would go in and I'd want to fit in, so I'd bring in a binder full of X-Men cards.
Oh, wow.
And I'd get home and I'd look through my binder and every good one was gone.
Just gone.
Gone.
They just take them from you.
I'd bring in my Pogs. I'd be like, oh, time for gym class. All right, let me put my tube of Pogs in my desk. Come back after gym class, it's fucking gone.
Which, by the way, black and Hispanic kids didn't even like Pogs. They just wanted to chump you.
Yeah, that's it.
They just melted them. They just melted the Pogs in the locker room.
Right. I don't know what the fuck these white things are.
Through the what are they called? The metal slammers.
The slammers.
Just through fucking windows of the school.
Yeah. I had no backpack strings on my backpack.
So you didn't
and everybody else had backpacks full of strings.
I just imagine you holding your books with like the belt around it. You remember the old timey like belt around the books and just dragging them in the snow while kids.
I wanted so bad to be accepted. I've told this story before. One of the cool Mexican kids came up to me. The gang kids came up to me and said, "Sam, come here. I got to tell you a secret." And I went, "Okay." And I leaned in to get the secret, and he put a thumbtack in my shoulder. And that was it. That was the whole deal. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I cannot. So I know what it's. I'm the guy who knows what it was like to go home and be like, I really like that Apocalypse card. I really like my Juggernaut card. I can't believe those are gone. I can't
And you never stood up for yourself?
No, I didn't know who took it.
You never just fucking, you never got a bigger friend to protect you?
Well, I knew because I was talking about it in the first break. Like Sony should have been thinking long-term with this thing and not canceled this movie. I've always been a long-term thinker. So I'm thinking, okay, how does this conversation go? Like I stand up and go, okay, who took my Pogs? All I need is for Tyrone to turn around and be like, "Bitch, I took your Pogs. What are you going to do?" And I would sit down and go, "Keep them, buddy.
It's
They're
the marker
yours.
all over again.
They're yours."
It's that same question. What'd you do with that marker? Dude, I didn't think beyond this.
Right. Nothing. I just wanted to see it.
I'm so sorry.
Right. Now, my friend's mom should have sat there and said, "No, I'm not going to give a couple of 10-year-olds a marker at a playground." But maybe she wanted to teach us a lesson. But yeah, so I know that sort of empty feeling in your stomach of I got herbed up today. I got bitched. Like my Pogs, my X-Men cards.
Jesus.
It's all gone.
Well, that's every dude has been there. Every dude has been in life where they got herbed. They replayed it in their head like I should have just fucking drilled that dude in his mouth. I should have just taken the chance, you know. But for me, it's only happened maybe 5 times in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like usually the other times I stand up for myself. But that's just over and over again for you every day of your life.
Yeah, so that's why I had to learn to start number one.
Loser.
I had to develop skills in making fun of people. So
he just called you a loser.
Yeah, I know. I thought he said Hoosier. I thought
I can't believe you never had an adrenaline rush of like taking somebody's sneakers and walking away with it. Like you're wearing somebody's Fila's.
I had the other side of like the sort of empty
they took your sneakers.
Like I have to go home with my socks. That's just what I have to do. I have no other options. That's why I had to develop the ability to make fun of people and make people laugh. And then by the time I was in like 8th grade, only had big friends.
Yeah.
And then everything was fine. But up until then, it was like, fuck.
But I was the big friend of like the nerdy kids. I wasn't like because people always think I'm like a tough guy, like a bully. Like no, dude. I was a Marilyn Manson fan in high school. I used to wear eyeliner. I had long hair. I was in a band, but I was always a big dude. Like I was always this size. So when people would call my friends faggots, I was the guy defending them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because you were dressing like them.
I'm like only I can call them faggots.
But yeah,
you're like a superhero.
Yeah, I like to think of myself as kind of like a superhero.
I get it.
Thank you, DJ.
I get it. A gothic superhero.
Yeah.
But like, so if I go to a place and be like, yeah, I forgot my iPad there. Could you find it? Oh, and just take it. I would open the iPad, get that rush instantly of being like, I just got a free iPad, and then think to myself, somewhere there's a sad white man with no iPad. I can't believe I did this to him. I did to him what young Sam Roberts had to go through.
Yeah, but that doesn't even make me sad, because if I just imagine some middle-aged white dude without his iPad, I'm assuming he has insurance. I'm assuming he put it on a credit card. I'm assuming he can go get another one.
Think about that.
You know, I imagine a young Guatemalan girl without an iPad. She's like 7, and then now she has nothing.
Right.
So that's where you get sad.
That.
Think about it.
You're kind of racist, Sam.
Do you think that's a racist thing?
Well, I mean, you're picturing a white guy without an iPad. He's doing fine.
Yeah, he's
What about
okay.
this Guatemalan girl?
So I should steal it and give it to I Robin Hood this shit.
Yes.
Find a Guatemalan and say, Merry Christmas. I have a stolen iPad for you.
She doesn't even know what it is. She would just put it on her wall, and she'd be like, this is nice.
I can't eat. She's trying to take bites out of it.
Feliz Navidad, bitches.
No, it doesn't work. But okay, you were not cool in high school. You were a loser.
I was a loser, but I wasn't pussy.
But that's the difference.
My cousin was like the biggest drug dealer.
Oh, okay. So there was something like he's a loser, but we were not going to fuck with him.
Yeah, they gotta leave me alone. Like freshman Friday, they wouldn't touch me because of my cousin.
Oh my God, freshman Friday.
They used to throw people in garbage cans and all that.
See,
that wasn't me.
It was total bullshit. Like we had lakes in front of our high school.
Oh hell no.
And so they said freshman Friday, all the freshmen get thrown in the lakes. And I was like, oh shit. Because I was like, there's no way I'm making it past that lake without taking a drink. I said, if anybody's getting thrown in that lake, Sam Roberts is going for a swim.
The seniors were trying to murder freshmen in your school.
Yeah. They're like, every freshman gets thrown in that lake. So nobody gets thrown in the lake. It's just something they say.
Yeah.
But still, I had to catch the bus. The bus is parked in front of the lakes.
Oh, no.
I had to walk like the entire circumference of the school, around the block, past the houses, so I could find my way to the bus without passing those lakes, because I knew I was getting thrown in.
I don't know how you.
And there wasn't any thought of me like, no, if somebody tries to fuck with me, I'll just defend myself. Yeah. No, I just got to. If I avoid them, then I'll get past it.
Do you think? Do you support the anti-bullying movement, or do you think that was a part of just kind of growing up, survival of the fittest, and kind of makes you who you are? Because I think there's this knee-jerk reaction that society has that says, no, everybody is the same, everybody is special, everybody is perfect.
Right.
Well, no, I mean, look, I was bullied when I was a kid. I grew up in a white trash neighborhood. The kids would call me the N-word and throw rocks at me. And that was that.
And you were like, it's not even the right word, dude.
Yeah, I'm barely an N-word.
Right.
I mean, come on, seriously.
Yeah.
But
I'm a nigga.
Like,
true.
But I mean, in a weird way, those separations and those natural things, that's just kind of a microcosm of life. And you learn how to deal with assholes in life that way. And if you put everybody on the same plane and everybody is dealing with the exact same circumstances in life, don't we have kind of just personality-less drones?
He's actually right, because when I was in elementary school, I threw a snowball.
Sam Roberts in the lake?
Yeah. That motherfucker walked around the whole school.
I threw a snowball at a kid. He was taller than me, but I didn't know there was ice in the snowball, so he bled. So,
were you happy with yourself?
No, he surrounded me with a whole bunch of kids, and then they beat me up. So he kept bullying me for a couple of days
because you thought you were going to be like, oh, we're going to have fun and throw this snowball, and he was like, you're fucking with the wrong dude. I'm bleeding now.
And now he beat me up, and then he beat me up like the second day, but I had to stand up for myself. So I kicked him in his nuts. I
thought you said you weren't a pussy.
No, I wasn't a pussy in elementary school. I was a pussy in high school.
Oh, I see.
So in elementary school,
confusion.
It just switched it around. But anyway. But once I kicked him in the nuts, it was over, and then it ended right there.
Well, that's because bullies don't want to be punched. That's a lesson my mother taught me when I was very young.
Yeah.
A bully does not want to be punched in the face. Even if they could beat you up, it doesn't matter. They just want to bully somebody. They want the thrill of you cowering to them. So when these kids used to, throw rocks at me and beat me up and chase me down the street, one day my mother just took me around and she said, all right, you're going to fight all of them. And she literally put me in the car and just drove to each one of their houses.
Your mother's Tupac.
Yeah, she was a real deal, man.
Like Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, there's nothing more embarrassing. The one kid, Nick Giacoli, who beat my ass in front of my mother as I cried, she had to pull him off of me.
See, that's fucking crazy. Like most mother, like the stereotypical story is my mother drove me to his house to apologize, not to be like, you're going to go fight this kid.
No, all 5 kids. But by the way, those kids stopped picking on me because it was very true. They knew if they were going to fuck with me, they were going to get punched in the face. Even if they could kick my ass, they're still going to get punched in the face every time. And it's a lesson that I really took with me. My mother was a shitty mom, but that was one of the things that I think that was an important lesson for me to learn as a man.
Shitty way to learn it, but
yeah,
that's the way. No, I 100% agree with you. I think anti-bullying is bad. I think I think the cyberbullying thing is a little more complicated than it was when we were kids, because I think that can fuck a kid up.
Well, there was no internet back when we were young.
Exactly. So I think it's pretty.
Sam used to just get a note from a girl in class. Are you gay? Circle yes or no. Yes.
I thought there was a maybe. Yeah, but like, I think that you got to teach your kids to stay off Twitter sometimes. And be like, just realize that that's not real life. But I think you're 100% right, because like I said, the only way I stopped getting picked on was that I had to learn how to be funny and had to learn how to pick on other people.
Yeah.
You have to. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to make fun of people and make jokes and blah, blah, blah. And those skills, like, if I thought that I was just the shit the way I was, I wouldn't have to develop those. I've got participation trophies in soccer. I don't deserve them.
Participation.
There was no reason for me to have a trophy in that
I've never won a real trophy in my life. Never once. No, not one.
Get out of here.
Real trophy for anything. I got No, you know what? I shouldn't say. I won a plaque 2 years in a row, first and second grade, the Fire Prevention Award for drawing the best picture of Smokey the Bear.
Oh, wow.
Because when I was a kid, when I was really young, I was a great artist, and then my skills never progressed. I was just always, it was kind of like DJ Hookit's fighting skills. Like when he was in elementary school, he was fucking dope.
Right.
But he still to this day fights like an elementary school student.
Kicks people in the nuts.
But that's how I draw. To this day, I draw as good as I drew in the second grade. It's unreal.
Right.
I still kick nuts, too.
But yeah, it's, I don't know, dude. I think, I don't know. I lost my fucking train of thought.
I think there's I think there's an inherent need to bully somebody, because I think what happens now is that it's so wrong to quote unquote be a bully that we wait until somebody does something that we can all perceive as wrong, until we can accuse somebody of racism, or we can accuse somebody of homophobia, or whatever it is. We can just find one sentence that one person said publicly that was wrong, and then we can all jump on them.
Oh, then we can all be bullies again.
Right, because they love to bully people that we can all agree, well, what he did was wrong, so let's completely ruin his life.
Well, it's intoxicating. Power is intoxicating. It's been proven over and over again. When you're in a position of power, when you're a police officer, when you're a boss, a teacher, whoever it is, there's an intoxicating feeling, and that feeling of being able to tell somebody to do this, it's a very addicting thing. So we look for reasons to justify us being bullies. The feminist movement, the fucking the left-wing liberal movement, they all come together and they bully people for words or thoughts or who they are, and they try to justify it.
And the media is the worst of the whole thing, because you end up in a scenario like the Sony leaks. Like, once the websites find out that these people in show business, who, let's face it, most of the people working on websites at some point were probably rejected by some of the people who they're reminded of by Hollywood. You know what I mean? And so the minute that they find out that there are people insulting Kevin Hart, or that there are people insulting Angelina Jolie, let's jump on it. Let's publish it. Let's talk about how bad these people are. Or like I stand firm in thinking that one of the main reasons why Anthony got let go was because the media attacked him, and it was one of those things where once it gets in all these articles, it's kind of hard to silence it.
Can't fix it.
And the New York Post, I think it was either the Post or the Daily News. It was one of the New York papers that published this thing that said Sirius XM has yet to comment, which we're under the assumption that that would mean that they agree with Anthony. And it's like, you're serious, like, that phrasing and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but all they're trying to do is back a company into a corner so that they can see something negative happen to somebody.
I don't even think it went as far as an investigation. They just said, fuck it.
Right. And it's the same thing. I mean, and that story's been played out 1,000 times, that the minute they can pounce on somebody and say, we have this power to make something bad happen to a person's life, they jump on it. Maybe if they were allowed to bully people a little bit, they'd get it out of their systems.
That's it. In fact, I forget being bullied. I want more bullies out there. We should have some sort of bullying outlet. Like, we should just take this is a good system, dude. We take all of the weakest kids and we put them into a program where we let everyone bully them continuously.
Right.
And then we get that out of our system, and we can go live life in a productive manner and not have OPB or Anthony be fired,
or Imus or any of those stories.
But you also need that, Sam.
I think
you need to be bullied to change your life.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that if
you'll be a pussy all your life, man.
Right, it stops you from being. If you learn to either hit back or you could do it with your words. You don't have to learn to fight somebody. Like I don't know how to hit anybody. but I know how to talk somebody out of hitting me. So as long as you know how to do that.
Just screaming and calling him a pussy.
Yeah. Listen, let me explain to you. I'd probably be a great lawyer, just like a little weasel.
I know.
Let's think about this logically here. You don't want to do this.
I know a guy that you know very well. This is my homeboy, and he was president of Def Jam. He was bullied like crazy when he was young.
Russell Simmons?
Thank you. And he had to switch his shit around. He looked like he still gets bullied.
And let me tell you something. Russell Simmons, he probably hasn't been in a ton of fights, but he comes into a room.
And he means business.
And he fucking owns the room.
Like,
Nobody's going to put that dude in his
and
place.
he says the N-word.
Yeah, he drops the N-word. And if you call him on saying, like, don't you think that, he will explain to you exactly why he's doing everything that he's doing and own up to it. And he owns his shit.
He's a real ass dude.
He's a real ass dude, Louis J. Gomez.
I love it.
And that's what, I mean, if you get bullied in school, you either got to learn to fight or just be a real ass dude.
Yeah, well, that's it. You don't even have to learn how to fight. Just learn how to just not be afraid to get your ass kicked.
Right. And to just stand by, don't bullshit. Just stand by your shit.
If you are not afraid of getting your ass kicked one time, okay, you probably won't get bullied by that guy again.
Right.
Just take your fist, drill it directly into his nose over and over and over again until somebody pulls you apart. That guy's probably not going to fuck with you again. Bite him on his face. Tear his ears off of his head. Do whatever you got to fucking do.
Yeah, like
you don't have to learn how to fight.
No.
You just got to learn how to hit him a couple times, and then I guarantee that guy's going to go to the next guy every single time.
That's why I think these kids these days are too spoiled, man. Like back, you know, in the Stand By Me days, it's just like you'd have to you need that wake up call, like, and then you can fucking figure out how you're gonna run your life. Or you could be a crackhead, you could be the president of the United States, you could be a ball player. You need a good ass whipping, either from your parents or somebody, or
When I was 6 years old, my family moved to England. Okay,
what?
I lived in England when I was 6.
Get the fuck.
Did you?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I went to school.
You're weird.
That's right. I went to school.
And even the British kids were bullying you. Hello, nice hair, Sam. You got really nice hair, you fucking bollocks.
First day of school.
Sorry, I'm not good with accents. We need Dan Soder in here. Hello, all right, Sam Roberts.
Practice makes perfect.
I was going to keep on doing it.
Just keep doing it. First day of school, I got punched in the stomach by 3 kids who said, "We hate you," and then ran away. And that was it. The only interaction I had with them. I was like, this sucks. But you know what? By the end of the year, they were convinced, actually, Sam's kind of cool. And you know what? I said, you guys are fucking douchebags. Now I'm cool and you're not.
Wow. So
I had to learn to be cool.
You took the power back and you reverse bullied them.
That's right.
Did you punch them back in the stomach?
No.
They still won.
They won.
They still won.
That was it. That's all it is.
They're telling this story on another radio show right now about this kid that they really chumped. And then at the end of the school year, he thought he won, but they still punch him in the stomach.
Hey, you know that douchebag Sam from Opie's show? Yeah, we fucking punched him in the stomach. He never even hit us back, that asshole.
You know, there's only 2 embarrassing things when it comes to bullying: when your father gets beat up. That's
have you seen your father get beat up?
My father got beat up all the time when I was young.
That's one of my biggest fears in my life is getting beat up in front of my son.
Yeah. That's like so embarrassing.
Dude, I was walking down the street in Harlem the other day, and
that's crazy.
There was three black kids, young, like 15-year-old kids.
Yeah.
And they kind of cut in front of me. I'm with my stroller. They kind of cut, like, one of them went behind me, one of them went in front of me, and the other one was there. But it kind of caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't feel right. It was at night. It just didn't feel right. So I was about to say, yo, what's going on? What are you guys doing? It kind of like bumped me, right? And I was like, they're young, they're 15-year-old kids. I'm a pretty intimidating dude. I could probably just scare these kids into not doing anything. But I'm with my son, so I'm like, I don't want to put my son in any danger. Let me tell you something, dude. I'm glad I didn't say anything because as soon as they pass, then I look to my right. They're with 35 other black kids that age.
Yo, man.
They all start to run toward a Mexican dude on a bike that's like 100 feet away.
What?
Full fucking charge, dude. They chase this dude, and the guy starts pedaling away on his bike. I don't know if they ever caught him, dude, but they were gang attacking this guy, and they were ready to fuck somebody up, dude. So if I wasn't really paying attention to I almost was murdered by teenage kids in Harlem.
Jesus Christ.
That's nigga
I
horror.
barely survived Harlem.
But you survived.
Yeah.
Nigga horror.
I guess so. David in Tennessee, welcome to Sam Roberts Show. Louis J. Gomez, DJ Who Kid is here.
Hey, fellas,
are here.
what's up? Merry Christmas, guys.
Thanks, pal.
Merry Christmas,
man. Don't sell yourself short, man. I mean, I'm not a bully or pussy or anything, but the worst ass whooping I ever took was from a guy about your size. He punched me right in the fucking nose, and my eyes started to water, and I couldn't see.
Get out of here.
Out of me.
I feel like, and I appreciate that, David. I sometimes fantasize about going back to high school or elementary school with the brain that I have now, because I'm 31 years old. Over the last 31 years, I've built up a lot more disdain, a lot more contempt, there's more anger there. Like now, I would fucking start swinging because who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
There's a lot less give a fuck in me now than there was then.
Yeah.
To the point that who knows what would happen, but I would start swinging like a maniac because that would be my move, to just be the crazy dude.
When's the last time you were in a physical altercation with another dude?
Elementary school, maybe.
Elementary school?
I mean, it just doesn't happen to me.
Those fucking British kids who punch you in the stomach.
Asshole British kids, I never got them back.
Fucking A. All right, Sam, you want to come around in this part of town, you're going to get your bollocks kicked.
Josh in Maine.
Hey, I got a quick two-parter, Sam. For me, all of my bullies when I was growing up, every one of them knew karate. So it was just let me get my ass handed to me.
That sucks.
Went to elementary school in China?
Yeah, and so the second part of it is I used to work in a movie theater, and I'd talk to these black kids all the time when I lived in New York for a while. And they would talk about how they'd get into a fight and they'd lose, so they'd take their buddies and then go beat the shit out of the guy that fought them. So I want to know, is it a racial thing? Because I've never had friends that do that. It was always, for me, if you lose a fight, you lose a fight.
Nah.
Whether you started it or not. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Nah.
Or not.
The black dudes, I mean, when I used to grow up, like, we would get crews to beat up, like, if you had beef, it's called a beat down. So it's like 10 guys beating up one person. But the one person is one-on-one first, and then whether the person is losing or not, the crew's still going to come in and beat the guy.
You're going to, I don't know if it's just necessarily, look, I think in the hood, obviously with black and Hispanic people, but that's like a poverty thing. Like if you go to white trash trailer parks, same shit's going down. You know, one of your boys gets his ass kicked, the other dude gets on top, all of a sudden, boom, two other dudes are hitting him in the head. That's like a poverty thing, you know? Like this guy's like a middle-class dude like Sam. Like, they fucking put on gloves, they duked it out, they said, I have a lot of respect. They enjoyed lunch together afterwards and talked about their problems and how they're going to be friends for life.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad we got in that fight. We never would have met each other.
Now I have a new lifelong friend.
Yeah. Psycho Bob in Baltimore.
Hey, Sam, I just want you to know that with your 31 years of knowledge now, if you went back to high school and started swinging like a wild man, the only thing that'd be happening would be getting your ass kicked on the 16th row.
You son of a bitch. You know, huh?
Yes, Sam. Now you're like falling apart, dude. You probably have like
Streets is hard.
You tear an ACL.
yeah. That's why I just want my brain to go back there, not my out of shape.
You know what's crazy about his situation? But let's say if you did get beat up by all those, but your son wouldn't know. Your son is 2.
Yeah, but that would be subliminally programmed into him.
That's the one thing that would, like you said in the beginning of this conversation.
By the way, I don't think that people are born gay. I think young kids see their dads get beat up and then they start sucking dick later in life.
I think
I figured out gayness.
Yeah, I'm not sure that has any scientific merit to it.
That's a new formula.
I'm not going to tell you that I read anything about it, but
it sounds actually less like a theory and more like an assumption. Like,
I don't think before I speak.
Right.
Speaking of more sexual bullying, my brother's daughter, I think she sent her pussy shot to her boyfriend.
How old is your brother's daughter?
I think she's like 15.
Ooh.
So they broke up. So
I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, too. I saw the pussy shot. But anyway.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it's my daughter. I mean, my son's daughter.
Jesus. Look, who kid?
Whatever. Anyway, but they broke up. And then the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, sent the photos out to all the high school, whole high school. So that's a different form of bullying, right?
That is. That's what's going on. I was going to high school when naked pictures were out there, but it was like printed. Like one girl got naked pictures. It was like right at the beginning of that technological revolution.
The pussy?
They were digital camera photos, and some guy just printed them and spread them all over school.
But you can't control that shit.
No, in high school, I took naked. We got like a disposable camera. And then you had to literally bring them to the fucking shop. And like I remember me and my chick at the time, we just went around to a bunch of different like CVS instant photos to find a person that kind of looked cool, that wasn't like a creep or like an adult, just some like. And yeah, dude, I mean, that was it. But now it's so easy, dude. I mean, when you first had a video camera, and we all did that shit. We all we all took pictures and shit of our genitalia.
All this sexy talk has led me to our special guest for the afternoon.
Oh, I thought that was me.
No. You are you're the first special guest, but we saved the best, unfortunately, for you.
Thank you.
No, for last.
Oh,
this is
sorry.
this is the special guest.
This guy's stupid.
Celebrity Hotline, ladies and gentlemen. Legendary wrestling announcer. Good old JR is on the phone. Jim Ross, welcome to the show.
What up, dog?
Hello, Sammy boy. How are you?
I'm good. Do you have any idea what you've walked into here?
Nope, and I don't give a damn.
Good for you. This is why. Jim Ross is perfect. Wow. JR, your comment. We were talking about when you were going to high school, there was no worry of nude photos being spread around of anybody, were there?
No, we didn't have any modern. I was pre-Polaroid days. So.
Jesus.
When the wrestlers back in the territory days got a hold of a Polaroid, now that was some serious art.
So back in those early days of wrestling, were there a lot of locker room Polaroids being passed
when you
around?
had hotel rooms that are about $8 a night, and 3 or 4 guys and their wink friends over.
Yeah.
It was a very freaky sleepover. It was not pretty, and the Polaroids were out.
Can you give me one name of who like one of the Polaroid kings were?
Junkyard Dog.
I'll do that next time. I'll think of somebody that's died back and kill me.
Okay, well, listen. I mean, if this wasn't evidence enough, JR has stories for days, and this is being translated into a big one-man show / Q&A session where you, Jim Ross, are going, and you're doing a show that's basically just stories on the road. This is a show that wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans alike can relate to, I would assume.
Yeah, you don't have to be, a wrestling aficionado like you.
Yeah.
That is so well connected, deep behind the lines of every major organization in the world. You don't have to be that. You have to be the savant of wrestling. You can be an average Joe that just likes to laugh and hear some crazy stories that are true. And I'll tell some stories. I'll do my quote-unquote monologue,
right? And
without a teleprompter, and then we'll get into the Q&As that are no host barred with the audience. So, and I have been in multiple continents. I have been asked some buttes. So, it's an interesting. It's fun because it's unpredictable, and you don't have a damn clue what's going to happen.
Have there been questions that throw you off?
Well, somebody wants to know who has the largest penis I saw in the territories in the 70s. That takes you back a little bit,
Well,
it's not something I quite frankly committed to memory. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
yeah, it's just a matter of you doing your research before the shows, though.
Oh yeah. I'm ready, man. I'm playing Sayreville, New Jersey, right? You and I are going to be there together, right?
Yeah,
are you still coming?
Not only will I be there, I'll be host / moderator. I don't know what the exact role is called.
I don't know why he asked you.
My tag team partner.
Well, I'm going to tell you this: if you don't, by the time we get to Sayreville, you better have an answer to that Polaroid King question because it's coming up in the Q&A. I'm going to be there.
I'll have an answer for you.
All right.
Is it Andre the Giant?
I'm not going to. Nothing's off limits.
Oh
Nothing's
shit!
off
Yeah.
limits.
Is it Andre the Giant? Is it Andre the Giant?
I will. You come to Sayreville on Friday night.
Well, he's dead anyway.
and you can be there. I can't. I'm busy, man. I got people. My people will call your people. We'll give people tickets.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be in Philadelphia on the 25th of January, the afternoon of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So we'll tell these stories. Sam, you're going to be much more than a. You're going to be a part of the show in a big way. You just don't know quite what to expect. But if I were you, I'd wear a singlet.
What is it, a onesie?
That's right. No, it's a little spandex.
I like a little Tarzan thing goes over the shoulder.
Yeah, it's what amateur wrestlers wear.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to make sure that the Sam Roberts stamp is on the Sayreville, New Jersey show. There's going to be no question about it. I'm going to make sure that the Sayreville show is unlike any of the other shows that you've done, quite frankly, because I've got too much pride to allow any other show to be a better show than the one I'm associated with.
And that's why you're such a highly paid, high draft pick.
That's right.
That I have worked very diligently to secure.
That's right.
Through hours of negotiation.
That's right.
And I also as long as you every now and then throw out that tickets are available at www.axs.com. That's all.
AXS.com. You can get tickets. It's called Ringside with Jim Ross. And he's right. It was a lot of negotiating. It was a long, in-depth conversations. It wasn't like my phone rang and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Jim Ross. It's JR from wrestling. Oh, hello? Whatever you want. It was a lot of negotiating.
There was, and it was serious. But our friendship aside, we were able to meld the two relationships, business and personal, and come out with a win-win scenario for everybody listening.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's really incredible about the relationship that I have with good old JR is that we have found a way to mold business and personal together. It's just quite incredible, really.
We have a lot in common. Our backgrounds.
That's right.
Our hair.
That's right. That's right. I was
my pubic hair and your head of your hair. It doesn't matter. Who cares? We're all one person under the good Lord, so it doesn't matter.
And I am going to ask you to prove that in Sayreville, by the way.
Yeah. Depending on where you ask me, we'll equate the response you get. It could be a right hand, or it could be, Sam, I didn't know.
Oh, well, okay. We'll see where it goes. It's unpredictable.
How old are you now, Sam?
How old am I?
Yeah, how old are you?
31.
So is it normal, JR, is it normal for a 31-year-old who has no kids to be incredibly, seductively, overly out of control for wrestling?
Well, it's different.
Listen.
Because you're driving a short bus, you don't have a fair shot at life.
That's right. That's right. I'm driving that bus, okay?
You own the bus, brother.
Yeah, that is Sam Roberts' bus. I was actually, speaking of, it's different to be a pro wrestling fanatic. We were in the office before the show, and I was trying to, we were watching some old WWF stuff, and we stumbled across a match that you did the play-by-play for, and I wanted to ask if it was one of your finer moments. We were watching Pat Patterson take on Rikishi for Monday Night Raw.
Oh, my Lord.
Did some of my commentary make you laugh?
Well, you did. Rikishi, of course, was the big, fat Samoan dude who wore a thong and rubbed his ass in people's faces.
Right.
Good old JR, in his Oklahoma accent and everything, actually used the term, Rikishi is backing that ass up.
Hey, he had a massive backside. And they call that move the stink face.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Patterson was getting the stink face, and those are a really unique era. And I wonder how much shit we would have gotten then if there had been Twitter and every other social media in the world. How much BS would WWE have gotten over little bits like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were just talking about the whole culture nowadays of waiting to find somebody doing something wrong, and how, there's no way. If Twitter and Facebook and blogging were around like it is now, there's no way wrestling would have gotten away with half of what they got.
You had to wait for like a monthly wrestling zine to come out with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister would get them in the mail. They would like just take clippings from different magazines, and like this monthly fanzine would come in. And it was pre-social media days, so you would find out real shit that was going on. Like if Shawn Michaels was genuinely injured and had to take a month off, you would find that out through these zines.
Wow. Yeah, by the time you found out, he was already back.
Yeah, that was that. It was such a different world. But you remember how awesomely racist wrestling used to be?
Yeah.
Like, it was, dude, I mean, the things that used to be, I was watching just like old school Jerry the King Lawler promos, like from back in like the 70s and 80s.
Like
dude.
in Memphis?
Yeah, dude. Just awesome, dude. Just hilarious. Like, I love a nice racist joke. I grew up on that.
Yeah.
And that's all wrestling was in the 80s and 90s.
Do you think Jim Ross...
The reach for that was that all the owners were alpha male Caucasians. And there was an unwritten law that you could only have... When Bill Watts, who I worked for, made Ernie Ladd the booker, the executive producer of his show, so to speak, and Junkyard Dog, the number one star, two brothers, Watts used to get calls all the time from his white promoter brethren saying, "What the hell are you doing to the business?" And this was in the 80s.
In the 1980s, people thought that putting black guys on top was going to kill the wrestling business.
Crazy.
Hey, I'm just telling you, I'm not agreeing with it. Jesus. I thought it was absolutely stupid. Hey, the color that the smart promoters liked was green. And
right.
They shouldn't care, and
Money.
most of them.
Okay, I was like, what is that? Guatemalans? What are we talking about?
Yeah. It was like, what? They were all very envious? I don't understand. Yeah. Do you think, though, people... Because I think people watch wrestling as a silly escape. Like, that's why I still watch wrestling to this day, because I want to turn it on and watch this ridiculous world and just not think about anything that's actually happening.
And to rub one out.
Sometimes that clear the pipes and just go in with a clear mind. But I think that's why racial stereotypes just work in wrestling, because it's just simplistic. It's like the dumbest base level of your brain that you're like, oh, I get it. I understand that.
Scott Hall wasn't even Puerto Rican. There's a white dude going, Chico, man. Like, are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah, they do that. They exploit every race. Like,
with razor blades on his underwear.
African, whatever.
When I found out that Razor Ramon was a cocaine dealer, I was like, that's what those razor blades are for? It was so far after Razor Ramon had ever existed.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
Virgil, who was some other racist ones?
Virgil was beyond racist.
Jim,
was like
you
a
were
slave on TV, right?
Yeah, Virgil, yeah.
Yes.
Jim, you were on with WWF when Razor Ramon was popular, but the show was family friendly, right?
Yep, pretty much.
So was there ever any discussion of like, look, we're going to hint that this guy deals cocaine for a living, but we really can't hit on it very hard?
You mean the fact that he imitated Tony Montana?
Yeah, it was Scarface. That's the whole gimmick.
That's all it was. No, we never brought it up. We thought that those that knew got it, and those that didn't know didn't need to know.
I mean, that was smart, because as a kid...
We weren't endorsing the cocaine business.
Nope.
Or McMahon would have bought, a country. like Peru or somewhere.
Right.
He'd have bought a country and he'd raised it on his cocaine farm. That wasn't what he wanted to do, and we didn't want to sell the drug. Not that there weren't some of my peers that partook occasionally.
I'm going to ask you about that in Sayreville, too. I'm going to want to know who was on coke, who was taking naked Polaroids.
Coco beware.
It's all going to...
He's definitely on coke.
But that's what that name was all about.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Love the Coco.
No, it was not.
Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't know for sure if it was or not. I was just making a joke.
But wasn't entertainment? You remember that, dude? When we were like kids, like even kids' movies, they would have jokes in there for adults as well.
Yeah,
subliminal.
And it's like if you watch like Goonies, like you know what I'm saying. You know how many like jokes in Goonies are for adults? You know, I was watching Scrooged. You know the Christmas movie Scrooged? Love it. My favorite Christmas movie
Bill Murray
of all time.
movie.
Yeah, and in the scene when they're in the bathtub where they're giving the gifts, they're smoking a joint. And as a kid, I never even never put two and two together.
Right.
But that was a better time. It was a movie that I could enjoy as a 10-year-old. My mom could enjoy it. Everybody.
Yeah, and I guess that's sort of what was going on in wrestling. That there were these little things that they would just add in, like, does the kid realize what's... No, he doesn't. All right, we'll keep watching then.
He doesn't realize that he owns a slave. And everyone's okay with it. Okay, all right, I'm just making sure.
Everyone's cool. All right.
Okay.
I mean, I figured that out when I was a kid, though, that he was a slave.
The Virgil thing?
Yeah.
Were you surprised, Jim Ross, that Virgil did not become a bigger star when he went out into solo venture?
No. I think Virgil had been positioned in his pigeonhole and was never going to escape it, and he hasn't to this day.
No, he hasn't. I mean, there's a genius website. I don't know who created it, but somebody created a website called LonelyVirgil.net. Whoever it is must just be a genius, probably very handsome, and probably really good at radio too.
Is it kind of sucks for me that I believed in wrestling? Like I thought it was real when I was young.
How long did you not realize it was choreographed?
Till this interview.
16 maybe.
16.
Well, I'll tell you what. Back in the day, the guys were so good at what they did, and they worked so snug. If you couldn't see through a lot of things.
And they're bleeding.
The style of performing in the ring now is a different day and different time. It's easy to spot the flub ups and the looseness. But back in the day, you had to really scour it out to say, wait a minute, he didn't really hit him, did he?
What do you like better for business? Do you like the idea of we're trying to get one over on the audience, or do you like we all know what's going on here, let's just watch it for what it is?
I like to watch it for what it is. Forget that it's showbiz. I'm going to do this paper Tokyo, and I'm going to do it old school rock and roll, like it's real.
Well, you got to.
I'm not going to insult your intelligence, but I'm not going to just be making my own jokes.
Yeah, you got a couple things going on. You're going to do a pay-per-view for New Japan in Tokyo, and that's in January as well, right?
Yeah, January 4th.
Okay, so that's coming right up. So January 4th will be that. And then you're doing an MMA show?
Nothing but negotiating on an MMA deal and a boxing deal.
Wow.
So when you go in, because I was talking, CM Punk was on Opie's show yesterday. And I asked him about just the psychological difference between when you're talking about pro wrestling, you're talking about doing something where you're trying to get the audience to react to what you're doing. In MMA, you can't, as a fighter, you can't think about the audience whatsoever. All you can do is think about your opponent. When you're doing play-by-play for MMA or boxing, it's a totally different animal than the show business world of pro wrestling. Like, do you have to completely change your...
It would be, Sam, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It would be if I were playing the role of a quote-unquote Herb Tarlick plaid coat-wearing wrestling announcer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I just play myself, and I try to get caught up in the story as well. So when I did NFL football or XFL football, whatever, it was just I was just me, for the better or for worse. And sometimes it wasn't for the better. Anyway. Hey,
look, I think the XFL was for the better.
Talk again in a week or so, Sam?
Yeah, well, in a couple of weeks. Yeah, after the holidays, we'll talk again.
Okay, after the holidays, because my wife is yelling at me again, and I have to go take out the trash.
All right, well, you go do that. I mean, get your tickets now, AXS.com. AXS. And I'll be there in Sayreville. Go to the January 23rd show in Sayreville or the January 25th show in Philly. It's ringside, an evening with Jim Ross. And JR, we'll talk to you again, buddy.
All right, man. You guys are the best. And Sam, dress nice for the 23rd. Clean up a little bit, will you?
I'll try to shave, but you make sure you go through some of those old Polaroids.
I got it. Done deal.
I'll talk to you later.
See you guys. Happy holidays, everybody.
You too.
Merry Christmas.
Talk to you later. Good old JR.
Love it, dude.
Fucking legend.
Actually, when I saw he was going to be on, I got very excited.
He's the man, dude.
That's the nerd in me.
He's the man. I mean,
he said taking out the trash. That reminded me of Duke the Dumpster Drosy. Remember him?
Of course I do.
Dude, they just literally just fucking any occupation. Like, why not? You could name it. There was somebody who was a pro wrestler in the 80s or 90s who got an occupation.
They went through an era where it was just like, no, we're just going to take blue-collar dudes, and that's going to be what they do as wrestlers. I mean, you have to remind yourself, I think, when you're doing any kind, whether it's you're in comedy or whether you're DJing or whether you're on radio, when you start doing stuff that your 12-year-old self would flip out about, you kind of have to stay in that zone. Because that's how people get jaded. Like, to this day, when Jim Ross calls me and goes like, hey, man, I got this show in Sayreville. I want to know if you want to do something with it.
What? You know you're going to go crazy.
I'm like, holy shit.
What?
JR. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty badass, dude. I remember when I first started doing comedy, I was running these shows. I think it's Stand Up New York or somewhere. It doesn't matter. But I randomly got a phone call from... oh, man, what the fuck's his name? I'll remember his name, but it was a comic that I used to watch on Def Jam as a young kid. It was just like some dude. I remember randomly, he just called me up because you had no idea when you first start comedy. You don't realize that comics are just poor and they're trying to make money. They're trying to hustle. They're trying to do whatever they want to do. And he just called me up and he was like, yo, dude, hey, I heard you got this show. And I'm sitting there like losing my mind. Like, holy shit, dude. This dude who I watched on TV is calling me now.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing. Well, listen, we got to take a quick break. We're talking for long periods of time today. You cool to stick around, Louis?
Yeah, I can stick around. Yeah,
all right, stick around. Who Kid, you're still all viked up. You're sticking around. Of course, we got so much to talk about. There's Stephen Collins audio that came out, the guy from Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, the guy who exposed himself.
Yeah, he did an interview with Katie Couric, and he explains that he is not a pedophile. There's some Pat Robertson audio I want to play for you. Also, they just released the last episode of Serial, that podcast. I want to talk about that. A lot to get into, and we will get into all of it here on Sam Roberts Show after this.
Sam Roberts, Friday Show. We'll be right back. Sam Roberts' Friday Show is back.
Stretch, shake, let it some go. Days I make thousands, some days I make millions. Spend my day chilling, cruise and sway ceilings. Everybody out there wanna know what made Scott. Way high grade drop made by Gray Yacht. And that's just the way it be. Favor, people wanna pay for me. When I'm in Mr. Child, they wave the fee. And I don't chase money, man, money chase me. I give my wife things that she dreaming more. I give a little bit.
I can't believe what happened.
Mace.
Did you hear? I don't chase money, man. Money chase me. Apparently, Instagram followers. And poor Mace. He's got his 1.6 million followers.
See ya.
Instagram says, well, we're eliminating all the fake ones. He loses 1.3 million followers.
But isn't he like a Reformed Christian now or something?
It doesn't mean he doesn't want Instagram followers.
Well, he only needs one follower, the Lord Jesus Christ.
He's not even following. It was a fake Instagram account. It wasn't really Jesus.
I don't know if I can follow him. God was like, see ya.
Welcome back to Sam Roberts Show. DJ Hoot Kid is all viked up here. He had his wisdom tooth removed.
Circle around, ladies. Bye, darling.
Louis J. Gomez is here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, dude.
Is it exciting to talk to good old JR?
I you know what? I really like. That's the nerd in me. Because I interviewed Diamond Dallas Page not too long ago on Tap Out. You get these little things where you go like, God damn it, I really am still just a kid inside.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool. Well, listen, have you been following along with this podcast, Serial?
I've listened to 10 minutes of 3 different episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because my buddy Chris always has it on in his car. And I will say I listened to maybe 12 minutes of the finale last night. My buddy was listening to it. It's pretty engaging.
Well,
I want to hate her.
Right.
Her voice makes me, I mean, I know she would accuse me of some sort of date rapey crime or something. I get that vibe from her.
Yeah.
But I will say it is pretty engaging.
The voice is soothing, though. I find it to be a soothing voice. And I think that's what's engaging about it.
You would find that, Sam.
I do find it soothing, Hukin.
Widow.
I feel like I'm being coddled.
Do you know what she looks like?
No. Do you?
Can we see?
I don't know what her name is.
Who hosts it? Just type, I guess, look up host of...
Sarah Koenig.
She did yeah, check the Colbert Report. She was on there last week.
She's not sexy.
I mean, I don't know, kid. I'm not one to judge. I mean, yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago, but the big news came that the Serial podcast, the finale, I guess.
They finally figured it out.
Well, that's the thing. Travis, am I right? They did not figure it out at all, did they?
Well, no, but I mean, all you have to do is Google the guy's name, and I mean, it's a real story, so you'd know if he got out or not.
And he didn't get out.
No, but there was never anybody who expected some sort of resolution was just setting themselves up for disappointment.
Were people expecting resolutions?
I think some people probably were. Some people are probably, stupid enough to think that some podcast is going to be able to break some sort of news that you can't just go check out a court document.
Well, I think the whole Serial thing was weird because I felt like it is the biggest, most popular, fastest rising in the history podcast in the world.
I mean, it's produced very well.
Yeah, it's been the number one podcast on iTunes for the whole 2 months it's been out. But still, I feel like you either know it or you don't know it. Who, kid? Do you find her sexy?
She's
Ugh.
Okay.
She's not aging well.
All right, well,
She needs some dick now.
Okay.
She's celebrating Hanukkah, I think.
Listen, guys.
Well, she needs some dick during Hanukkah.
There is some cruelty going on here.
Go against the fucking religion.
I don't know if that's... I think you're allowed to fuck on Hanukkah.
I want to fuck her through a fucking bed sheet.
That sounds cultural.
She looks like she's got a hairy pussy, I'm going to be honest.
Listen, there is a chance that she does.
Yeah.
It's a public radio station. But that's neither here nor there.
And a hairy butt, yes.
Because...
God.
The finale came out, and I think the big winner on this whole Serial thing, because like I said, it was so popular, you either were in 100% or you didn't even know what it was. It was a weird thing. Like, I think that its audience was huge, but the people who didn't know what it wasn't like it was sort of known. It was either known or not known.
Now, was it based off of the success of Ira Glass's show? That kind of this show piggybacked off of that show because that show was already very, very successful.
What's
Top
Ira?
5, This American Life.
Oh yeah. She was the producer of it. Is that right?
So here's the thing, like, because you start to go like, well, how the fuck she's not famous.
No.
There's nobody attached to it. It's just she has this voice and it has great production, but it's like, why would it have
I was sitting
so
there
much
going,
traction?
So is she a comedian who interviews comedians, or does a comedian interview her? I don't understand the podcast.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing, dude. But that podcast is crazy.
Well, this is just an example of not being able to plan shit. Like, people meticulously get in. I mean, companies have social media departments now, and none of them know how to use it. A trailer for The Interview, a new one, came out yesterday. It was already pulled from the theaters.
That's crazy.
But the social media department had advanced set and blah, blah, blah. But it's one of those things where I feel like most of the time, my philosophy and that's the one that's important, is that you just have to do things that you think are good, and sometimes they'll really work. And I think this is one of those things that I don't think she did it to be crazy successful. I think she did it because she was like, oh, this is kind of an interesting idea. Let me do it. And then it turned into the biggest thing in the world.
It popped off.
Is that what you would say? Popped off.
Shit is popping, God.
Is Hip Hop aware of the Serial podcast?
I don't think so.
No.
Is Hip Hop aware of podcasts?
I don't think so.
Me neither. But I think the biggest winner in the whole thing, she had this weird sponsor that was tagged to the beginning of every Serial podcast. Like, listen to the commercial. Don't buy this product, if you want my opinion. Because they didn't pay to have this played here. So I am not airing this as a commercial. Whatever these guys are selling,
buy it.
I'm not buying it. Unless they want to pay money, in which case, by all means, help yourself to it.
Best product on earth.
Right. But as far as I know, this product remains untested. Completely untested.
This product will harm your children.
Quite possibly. I don't know that it won't. This spot aired before, like, every episode of this crazy popular podcast.
Support for Serial comes from MailChimp.
From MailChimp.
Mail. Came. Chimp.
More than 7 million businesses around the world
use a MailChimp
to send emails, newsletters, and deliver high fives.
MailChimp. Send better email.
Very nice.
I use MailChimp.
You do?
Hello, Sam Robert. You need to use some MailChimp.
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 See, I guess it's this service that just allows you to... It's an email service that sends newsletters and stuff like that.
Oh, it's not an actual monkey.
I thought you were getting like a monkey subscription service, like kind of like Netflix for monkeys.
Like, we will send you a monkey who will write your emails for you.
Yeah, and then you email him, but you mail him back.
Right, it's
the
like
next month.
It's like Siri, except it's a monkey.
It's an actual monkey.
It's
a boy monkey.
It's like a virtual monkey, but it's a living primate.
That's how I thought Ebola got around, was through MailChimp.
MailChimp was giving it out there. But they started from the beginning of this thing, right? So they must have paid, like, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it was, and say, can we just sponsor the whole podcast from start to finish?
Well, I think they only made like $30,000 off a sponsorship overall. I think that number came out. They talked about it. Overall, the most popular podcasts ever
made $30,000.
$30,000. That's it. Yeah. But here's the thing. She set herself up now because everybody's talking about this bitch. Everybody's talking about this show. It's just going to be the next... Because it's kind of like part news, part storytelling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for those that don't remember, we've talked about it before, but it's a real story. It's a true crime story. It's about a guy who's in jail for murder, but he might not have done it, and blah, blah, blah. And it's this whole interweaving thing.
She interviews everybody.
It's a real thing.
Connected to her. Everybody.
And she's basically almost acting as detective.
And then there's all this like kind of fucking like creepy music, just like
yeah. It's just scary too.
Ambience.
Bong.
Right. And then the Undertaker comes out.
Yeah.
with explosions.
I would listen to.
That's the whole show.
I'll buy ads on that podcast.
The Undertaker was in the show.
I would love that.
Why don't we do a fantasy role playing professional wrestling podcast where we take the characters from 80s wrestling and put them into new scenarios where we will just write the dialogue for
because
them.
In my fan fictions it always ends up in gay sex and I just don't know if the audience is there for it.
I thought that goes without being said. It was just going to be gay sex the whole time.
Spoiler, Sam, we were both on the same page.
Sheesh.
But yeah, I guess this is a lesson to don't let people sponsor your whole podcast before it gets released. Just let them have the first couple episodes, and then we'll see.
Yeah, I think she's okay. Let me tell you something. She's going to do Serial Part 2, and it's going to be some other fucking story, and then they're going to do it right this time.
Yeah, we're going to do $9 million for sponsorship this time. The podcast world is so infuriating, too, for like radio people who broadcast every single day. This chick is on once a week for an hour, and at 12 weeks, she's like, okay, that's good for now. And it's the biggest thing in the world, where everybody in radio is just like slaving away for years, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to your phone calls.
She rolls up at 2 p.m., drinks some coffee. It's like, I guess I'm just going to talk for an hour.
I got to make that phone call to the guy in jail. If I get to it.
Dude, I really hate her voice, though.
You do?
Can you play a little bit of her voice?
Yeah, we can.
Doesn't she sound like she's totally like... She's very like a pretentious, accusatory tone to her voice at all times.
I mean, it does sound like something argumentative. We'll look up a clip real quick. I'll go to Chris in Boston. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Sam. The one thing that bothered me about those MailChimp ads is that
she obviously used people that she was interviewing in these podcasts. So she's sitting down with family members of the people that were murdered or like this potential accused murderer. And then at the end, it's like, oh, also, can you do a little plug for MailChimp?
Yeah, so they're not even making money off like the most heard ads anywhere.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God! All right, you can just leave that playing. Right, so I'll play a second of it here.
I went to school. That was about it.
Actually, on second thought,
I don't think I went to school that day.
you don't think you went.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
You remember this,
Yeah,
kid?
I remember this.
Here's Sam's friend Elliot. He seemed to have better recall.
She does. She has like this sort of like, I know better than you attitude. Like, I know. I'm going to be able to solve this case.
The problem with the Sam Roberts show is that it perpetuates rape culture.
Yeah, she would say that, wouldn't
Like
she?
a school teacher or something.
Well, listen. I want to celebrate the end of Serial with, I don't know if you know about this, Louis J. Gomez, but Serial has actually already spawned one of the biggest things on satellite radio. It's called Serial number 2. Who, kid, you remember hearing this?
I remember this shit.
I mean, everybody's talking about it. You've heard about this, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all I'm hearing about.
That shit is hard.
That's the correct answer. Well, I'm going to play this. Why don't you, Louis, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Louis J. Gomez. Go to my website, realassdude.com. Got a lot of tour dates coming up. Toronto, Miami, Seattle.
Let's get this guy some money so his kid doesn't know he's poor.
Yeah,
Let's
seriously.
do it. Let's do it all
At least
together.
in the next 4 years.
Yeah. We got some time. And who, kid, if, hopefully you will survive the drive. You shouldn't drive your Uber or something.
Hell no.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know what that is.
I gave you advice as a friend, and that's all I need to do. They can find you on Twitter at DJ Who Kid and on Instagram at Just Who Kid.
If I die, you could smoke my ashes.
I will. I'll bring your ashes on the air, and I'll have Nicole in here, and me, Nicole, and Louis, we will smoke your ashes on the air.
Have your mom bake a pie with it.
And my mom will bake a pie, and she'll use it like cinnamon, except it'll be your ashes.
I like that.
And we'll all have a slice. You can follow me on Twitter at NotSam, on Twitter, YouTube, NotSam, Facebook, NotSam, Instagram, NotSam, and of course, NotSam.com. There's so much stuff we can get into. I didn't even get to play my Billy Corgan clip today.
And thank God it's Friday.
That's right. We'll see you after the holidays. But before that, I want to play for you the phenomenon that is taking over satellite radio, possibly for the last time, Serial number 2.
Yeah, nigga.
From Sam Roberts Show on Sirius XM, it's Serial number 2. One story told over the course of a couple of minutes. I'm Sam Roberts. Working mornings leaves me alone with my thoughts in the afternoon. Sometimes with friends, sometimes creative collaborators, but usually alone. And as a married guy, those moments alone can be really valuable. They tend to slip away. So how could one man be accountable for everything that happens when his wife's not around?
Sam, what is this?
It's the bathroom.
Oh my God, Sam. It's disgusting in here. Who did this?
The brown splatters that I saw, I'll always remember, lining the underside of the toilet seat and hitting that white plastic hinge where the cover's attached. It was Thursday afternoon. Jess had been away on business for the last 3 days. How could I not have noticed this? How could I let her come home to that?
There's shit all over the bathroom.
It's not all over.
Who did this?
An obvious question that I knew I immediately had to answer. But how? Obviously, the fecal remnants had escaped my observation for days. What had I been doing? More importantly, who left this behind? I started working on it the next morning. Do you remember if you shit during the afternoon on Wednesday?
I don't even remember if I shit today.
That was Travis. He's the producer of my show. His response wasn't surprising, but he hadn't been at my place anyway. I called up my co-host, DJ Who Kid. Who Kid, did you shit on Wednesday? When you were at my house, did you drop a deuce?
Nigga, I save my shits for when I'm done fucking bitches, man. What are you talking about?
Nicole, did you take a duty in my apartment?
You don't take a duty, you make them. I haven't been in your apartment in months, and my duties are always tidy.
I believed Who Kid, and Nicole was right. If I had a better memory, I probably wouldn't need all this dialogue. Nicole did jog my brain, though. She reminded me that our talent booker, Roland, was over at the apartment this week. You were in my apartment on Wednesday.
Yes, I was.
Roland, you shit all over my bathroom.
I did a JFK shit where I shit and splattered all over the bowl.
Did you really shit all over the bathroom?
No, I only shit in home base.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the response seemed unwarranted, but maybe my accusation was harsh too. With no answers, I went back home.
Seriously, Sam, I can't believe how unobservant you are. Did you find anything out?
No, I was checking. Hello?
Nigga, in your bathroom?
Oh, I was just...
all afternoon at work on Wednesday eating chimichangas and all that shit, all that Taco Bell shit, and then you went home. You went home and you did that shit yourself, man.
Who is that?
It doesn't matter.
What happened to this fucking bathroom, Sam?
Roland did it. Was it what actually? I'm sorry. Welcome back here.
That man is an animal.
Is Roland gonna notice for him? Maybe. However it ended in her head is all that matters.
This has been Sam Roberts Friday Show. Hear the whole thing anytime you want to on demand on SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Tune in every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Here, Sirius 206 XM 103.